Wow, that's a really awkward time to want to verify that it's really you. Good job, Google. Let's see, let's move that over there. That's there. People rolling in. Rolling. Live check. Rolling. Don't be scared, Mr. Chippy. It'll be just fine. Oh God, salad fingers. Good grief. There's a good way to ruin a night. Especially when you watch all of them.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Live After Clive. Some of you may have been redirected, some of you may have just shown up, but holy shit, there's a lot of you here. So I guess the redirect probably worked. We kind of just keep on going where Clive leaves off. I'm actually developing the show as we go. We actually got like a schedule now. We have lots of cameras. I got like a cat camera. I got thermal cameras. I got some shit behind the curtain from a project that we've worked on. I kind of came up with a neat idea. So welcome everyone, and if you're joining late, check the live button. Make sure you are with us if you want to follow along with chat. Everyone says it looks like everything worked, and yes, that is a corn snake behind me. She is a senior snake. She's almost 17 years old. Let's see. Welcome live chat. Oh, we got everybody here. Looks like everyone's stopping by. There's Christian Harold, of course. He was the first to actually give me a super thing. I just turned that on this week. Thank you for that. Lee Frock just subscribed. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. There's Graham Shaw, Craig Matthews, Chipmunk, lots of the regulars. Early crew is here. Joe Russ, who used 2 F's in Scruff. Tisk. Franco Walker was here. Phil in the kitchen. A gas masher. I imagine Miss Liz. Oh, there's Miss Liz Edwards. And welcome everyone. Brendan is first time here. What's up? So, real quick, we'll go over, actually we'll do a toast. Let's start with the toast. We will toast to Big Clive, for sending you all over. And now Christian is also my second, super chatter. So thank you, Christian, as well. Thanks everyone. And Steven Seagal just used 2 F's, so I'm going to have to ban him. But toast to Clive and a toast to everyone for stopping by, and we'll get ready to roll with this stream. Oh, and I don't do alcohol. I do cannabis, and I toast with coffee, vapes, and I have a joint that we'll be lighting here shortly. All right. So the plans. We have a new, I'm going to try and do like a rough structure in case people want to pop in for different stuff during the night. Every 5:45, well, 5:45 for me. So like for us in like 9 minutes, we'll do our first woofle. That'll be a ThermoWhoofle. Frost Giant, thank you very much for 10 pounds. And a super flying, I guess that's an avocado. Supercado, thank you very much. Any donations will only be used on the channel. We'll get to that in a little while. So we're going to start doing a set schedule. The ThermoWhoofle at 5:45. Top of the hour, 6 o'clock. It's a pair. Okay. We'll be doing our usual top of the hour post. At 6:05, we'll do space news stuff. 6:30, we'll do the VertoWhoofle. And we just alternate woofles every half hour. And this shit's all in the description in the video as well. 6:35, so about an hour after we start, we'll do a device spotlight. Hopefully every week. And this week will be one of my creations called the Jeff Light, which I have spoke about. Sorry, I have terrible nerves. I've spoke about it before, but we'll actually kind of go over it. Jeff Marriott, hello from Portugal. Welcome. Interesting. Once you get past 500 subscribers, I don't know if it actually unlocks better analytics or I just wasn't paying as much attention before, but you really get to see some weird shit. 7 o'clock. We'll be doing the cat cam. I'll show you the cat camera here just to give you a preview. There's nobody there right now, but it's 7 p.m., so like an hour and a half after we start, we do the cat cam. I'll go out there, I'll drop some treats, and you get to see my fuzzy butt buddies, 3 or 4 of them. We'll see who decides to show up. I have lots of cameras. I also have mission control if you want to see what I'm dealing with. These top 3 monitors are on the big computer. The 2 bottom monitors are on an Intel NUC that is on a VPN. So that way, when I'm watching the stream and monitoring, I am seeing it as you are, like through an actual, faraway remote connection. I'm currently connected to New Jersey from Maryland. And we'll be seeing this. But when I do the ThermoWhoofles, I usually just do the camera itself. And then we have the Woofle cam, the VertoWhoofle cam, where you get to see the top side of the woofles that you may not normally see. Sorry for all the sliding frames, but that's the easiest way to zing it across. All right. Oh, also, I've been taking notes. People want stories. You want to hear cool war stories or whatever. I've been taking notes. I use an Android phone, so I've been using Google Keep. And so I have topics as they come up. Like when I'm sitting here, I can't necessarily think of something, but I have some pretty decent stories and topics and shit I'm working on. 6 minutes for the ThermoWhoofle, Miss Liz. No worries there. So we got 6 minutes, well, about 5 minutes to kill. Yeah, where am I based? I am in Essex, Maryland, or Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Been here, I've lived in Baltimore pretty much my entire life. Oh, thank you, Stink. Oh yeah, and I fucking crash the microphone all the time. Thank you, Stinky Mole. This is a mouse pewter, and also back there is the mouse pewter. Oh yeah, so let's do the reveal thing. Should do that before we woofle. So some of you may know that chipmunk. We got nuked, but it was okay. That kind of happens every weekend. So some of you may know we built the Mars Ingenuity and Perseverance, Mars rover, and helicopter. Well, I came up with a pretty neat idea for a display. So we got it back here. I don't want to do a poll. We got to get to it because we got to get to the ThermoWhoofles. Live check. I did a live check, but we'll do another one. Make sure you're live if you're joining, so you can keep up with us. But I'm going to pull the curtain and then I'll grab the Woofle cam and we'll get a close up on it. How much slack do I have on the Woofle cam? Just thought of that. One moment, please. That's not too bad. I'll have to get some pictures. All right, so here's what we got. I made a Mars for it. And the Ingenuity and Jenny's actually flying. And I actually found when I get closer, you'll see the rock I'm using is actually has holes in it that make it look like it's actually being probed. Giggity. And let's slide that over. I'll get some, wow, the focus on that is nasty. But you can kind of see, I went and got a red towel, grabbed my rock collection, and set it up so that she's got a place to actually rock and roll with it. And I got Ingenuity flying up above her. Thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, I'll do some posts probably maybe tomorrow night. We'll see what time my parents roll out. But if you want to watch the 2 videos of putting that together, they are on the channel. But our little buddy has a home. So you can imagine what's going to happen when I build the space station behind me. That'll be hanging somewhere in here. And with the space station, I'm actually going to use some of Mouse's stars to hang around it, just to give it some more ambiance. Pardon. I was trying to come up with a reason to keep my rock collection recently, because they're kind of just rocks. And then I came up with that idea, and I went, that's cool, that'll work. So I'm kind of going to do that, try to do like a theme thing with some of the Lego stuff I build. Yeah, something to do, something a little different. This is actually how NASA faked the moon landing, apparently, says Big Clive. If they could figure out how to do that with Legos, I'd be pretty impressed. That would be, if they could fool us with Legos, that'd be just as impressive actually getting to the moon. Which is interesting because they're having such a hard time getting there with Artemis, because everybody that knew how to get there in the 60s and 70s is fucking dead. Interesting how that works. When great mathematicians die, there's not always a proper replacement for them. James asks, forklifts. I work on forklifts. Yeah, I fix material handling stuff, anything from like electric pallet jacks or a regular pallet jack up to shit that unloads sea containers at the ports, like top loaders, top picks, electric forklifts, gas forklifts, diesel forklifts, lithium. Like if it picks shit up and puts it down, I'm pretty good at fixing it. Apparently I'm pretty good at my job. All right, let's see. Let's get ready for the ThermoWhoofle. I have the overly engineered woofle with the bubble skimmer in it. Again, enjoy my my nerves. Like, this is me calm. Like, I love my nervous system. Hydraulics too, right? Says Perpetual. Yes. If it's on a forklift, we work on it. I mean, I'll do anything. I work on forklifts. Like, we work on your cars. I'll pull chargers. You know, I work on 480 volts if I got to pull chargers. It's whatever. Whatever needs to get done. All right. Where are we at? 5:45. Let's fade that thermal view in. Hey, I'm going to work on... All right, let me use this hand. I'm going to work on... Wow, my fingers are cold. I'm going to work on the ThermoWhoofle view, but I kind of think I like it better as a separate woofle, separate ThermoWhoofle and VertoWhoofle. That way, you get to appreciate each one. There we go. Where are we at? Right here. Oh, doctor, it burns when I pee. Woof poo. Yeah, and I do the burns when I pee joke, like, probably too many times. Well, let's do an extra one. We had 300 people here, so we can do well, we did. One more. All right. Oh, yeah, where is... There it is. All right. Little rag for the little bit of woofle runoff. I think I need to... That's a 40 millimeter woofler. I think I need to do like a 50. Like, I'm not going to fire the 100 millimeter woofler off in here because that's a bit much. But I think a 50 may help a little bit in here. 269 is better than 169. Ah, thank you, Jack Attack. Christian Harold says, nice Mars and all, but I wanted an everlasting gobstopper machine. I'd be fine with that too. And why did my thumb just go numb? We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I got a really shitty nervous system too. It's all over. It's just all bad. Oh, as in a magic puffer, mine too. My nerves are shot the hell from the waist down to my feet. Yeah, I get numb all over the place. I have bone spurs, spinal issues, yada yada, all the good stuff. Everything you love in a good, solid nervous system. All right, so let's cover the new thing that we have seen. Since I hit 500 subscribers, YouTube, like, they really let you know that you're able to flick some switches. So I turned on the supers. I figure it's not intrusive. I'm not eligible for ads yet, but I don't like need ad revenue. But if people want to donate for Lego projects or games and stuff, by all means. I didn't get a chance to say it, but I was going to say, you know, try to limit it to like $5 or whatever. If you feel like you want to donate more than $5, take that extra money, like put it in your pocket somewhere, forget about it. In like 2 weeks, go buy yourself something nice. Appreciate it. But yeah, we're good. We're just having fun here. But I also I did do like a membership thing. It seemed neat. And I've already put a couple videos in there of like when I'm at work, I'm doing like shorts or little explanations I'm going to try and mess around with. So, yeah, I guess this is the awkward moment every YouTuber has when they turn on some money shit. This is that moment right now. So feel free to stop by, take a look, and I will, after I build up a couple of member videos, like release a preview thing just so you can see me at work and see what's there. Like, that would be fine, Lockwatcher, if we could get Lego ads. Like, if I could pick just run, crash the mic, if I could just run Lego ads, like, that would be awesome. If I could just run Lego ads, like, that would be awesome. What just happened? Oh, did my phone just pick up the stream? Yep. Love when my phone randomly starts playing my stream. It's Christian Harold. Thank you for joining the Gaggle of Goofballs. That is the membership plan. Andrew Cakebread, how did the Scruff Dog name come about? Well, when I was in the 10th grade, I was in Eastern Technical High School, and I took all the 11th grade like academic classes, and part of that was I also had to take gym. And since I was on all 11th grade and senior level classes, I had to take gym with 11th graders. And when I was in the 10th grade, I had a beard, like the old beard before I shaved in July. Like, in the back in the day, it was almost down to my belt. And my hair was just fucking all the way down to my belt. Like, I looked like a homeless mountain man that I literally didn't get like any kind of a haircut for years. So they started calling me Scruffy. And then at some point around when I was 18, it evolved into Scruff Dog. And that's me. I am Scruff Dog. I did that tattoo myself like 25 years ago. But I used to be a really hairy mofo, and now I'm bald, and yeah, all my hair shifted down. Damn, Ed. Shit, I should be giving you that $20 for the tip on getting those stupid aux motors out. But I appreciate that. I guess I need to hunt you down and buy you lunch if I see you driving around in our competitor's van. The hair slid down, Paul T? Yes, the hair slid down. It slid down here. It slid down to my shoulders and apparently onto my back. I think there's a little bit more on my butt now. You know, everywhere, like, it's, you know, like, a little more on my chest, I think, too. Yeah, all the hair left here and just needed to go anywhere else. Celebrate the first super sticker. Thanks for being you. Oh, I didn't see that. I got to pay attention to that. Good job, Ed. Ed is someone I used to work with. And then he moved on to to greener opportunities, I guess we'll say. I'm going to smoke this joint. If anybody wants to have a smoke, from what I understand, there are some half-hour time zones out there, so it might be 4:20 somewhere since it's 5:50-ish here. Just a hint of Dilkington. What is it? Dilkington. Where's my ashtray? All right. Frank Nibbity, light it up. I will. This is I found some more cherry cheesecake, but in flour form instead of vape. Glad my carpet protector's plastic. I'm just gonna do that. All right. Cherry cola. As the frost giant. I don't know that I've seen any cola strains out there, but that is a possibility. Hold on. Gotta sneeze, maybe. I hate that. You all know what I'm talking about. It's like, here, no, yeah, maybe not. Okay, so, all right. All right, let me switch that over. Oh, yeah, you know what? Hold on. While I'm over here, let me, in case anybody wants to look at the mouse pewter stuff, let me go ahead and I will post that. That is both shops. So if you like this little badge here or the flashing stuff over there, those are mouse pewter stuff that you can get from Mr. Mouse. No, not a sponsor, just a good dude and a good product. Let's see. The stuff I have for topics. I covered Joe Russ using 2 Fs. Naughty. Naughty. Scroll, look at a bright light to trigger or sneeze. I think it's too far away. Like, that's one of my pretty much my only bright ass light. And that's just the old dining room light. Have I had any issues with cryptosporidium parasites in my water? No, I have gotten my water checked. Like Home Depot does a thing where you can send water samples in for free and they'll check it. I do that every couple years and it always comes back as slightly hardened water, but nothing weird in the water. Have I met any extraterrestrials? There are, asks Frost Giant. I have met some people that that I would think were so out there that were extraterrestrials. I have met some people that I would like to shoot into outer space for them to become extraterrestrials, but I don't know for a fact that I have met an actual alien per se. Rob, this is something you've been talking about that's very cool. I can't really click on that, but was that the thing you said in chat like way earlier with Osiris Rex? Mr. Terp says, did I grow that? No, I stopped growing about 2 years ago when medical became legal in Maryland. I used to grow a lot. At any given point, I'd have up to like 48 plants upstairs, anywhere from, a bunch of them up to 16 in the cloner, and then a bunch in veg and a bunch in flower, and then like stuff hanging up. I grew a lot of pot to help my now ex-wife do her thing. And I still have all the Grover and stuff. And Maryland just became legal with rec, and you can have like 2 plants. So once I get things settled down around the house and all that, I'm probably going to go back to growing a couple plants. Like, I don't need much. Sometimes it's nice to, have your own stuff, but nah, I'm good with just hitting the dispensary, as it were. Generally speaking, I actually just finished the last of what I had that I had in a freezer for a while about a month ago. I was growing White Widow and Jack Herrera. I'd grown AK-47 before, but then I replaced it with the Jack Herrera because that's a much more better, like medical, like mental, like calming kind of a strain. So, but yeah, I stopped drinking, and like I stopped drinking not because I had a problem. I just like literally forgot to drink on the weekends, and then I started doing cannabis, and then I realized I'll just keep doing that. What is Christian Harold going on about? Hi to you as well. Christian is hitting on Paul T or something. All right, everybody run. How come you remember to do cannabis? because cannabis replaced me taking, and yes, here, I'll type this in just so that you know you are hearing me correctly. For my neck and back and my general issues with arthritis and bulged discs and all that stuff. If you see in chat, I took 5,400 milligrams of ibuprofen twice, sometimes 3 times a day. That would pretty much kill anybody else. But I started when I was 16 at taking 800s, and then the tolerance. And by the time I was 10 years into it, I was taking that much fucking Motrin every day. And then at night I would take that and like usually like 5 or 6 sleeping pills to help me go to sleep. But then I switched to this, and now I take Motrin like maybe once a month if I get a little bit of headache, and I only take like 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams because my tolerance is still, you know, screwed up. But I don't need it like I used to. Yes, Garb would use a 5.4 grams. You're like in America, I don't know about other countries. In America, your typical ibuprofen or Motrin pill is 200 milligrams. So I took 26 of those. I would count them out, like, I'd open the thing up and count them out in the lid like I was a freaking farm assistant, but the 26. Sleeping pills, if it was night, slide them in there, and that was every day for years. That sucked. It got kind of expensive, too. Yeah, I don't know how I'm alive, Craig Matthews. I told that to a doctor once, and he went, what are you talking? Like, he just absolutely wouldn't believe me. And then I pulled out the bottle of Motrin I carried with me, poured them out, and ate them, and went, like that, sir. And he went, you're going to die. I went, nah, man, like, seriously? Like, we can chill here all day. I'll be just fine. As a matter of fact, my neck will probably start feeling a little bit better because I remember that particular day I didn't take any Motrin in the morning so that I could point at all the ouchy spots. Fama, I know it's supposed to destroy my liver, but I've never had any liver problems. And I have had health issues where they've checked around in there, and I have no problems with my liver, even though my triglycerides are 4 times what they should be normally. But apparently that's just my family. Like, everyone in my family has, like, horrible triglycerides, but we all have good cholesterol. Got me. I'm 6'2", 206 pounds, and I'm feeling all right. I don't eat horribly anymore. I cut out a lot of sugar, and it is almost top of the hour toast. Oh, and then we'll touch into some of the space news stuff. No, I'm not a virtual scruff dog just yet there, Paul T. Although, probably next spring, I may actually be getting into some VR shit. I like where the games are going. I didn't know Alien Isolation was in VR, and that is awesome. Because that game scares the shit out of me just playing it on the big screen. I can't imagine playing that in VR. Let's do a toast. Let's see, it's 6 p.m. We still have over 200 people here, so we'll toast directly to you. And let's toast to, you know what, it's almost space news time. So let's do a toast to the Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO, for becoming one of the new big dogs in space exploration. So cheers to you guys and gals and everyone, and cheers to ISRO. Welcome to the space and big dog, or you know what I mean. Cheers. Midnight in Europe. Yeah, I guess Eastern Europe? I don't really know time zones in Europe. Except that +5 is UK, but that's because I have more US viewers, but people in the UK watch longer. So I don't know. All right, let me relight this. I take my time with my joints. I don't really feel a need to rush, you know what I mean? All right, so we got space news in 4 minutes. Let's see. Oh, here's a quick one. Have you ever watched the compilation of the Twitch rage clips of these people? I bring this up since I play video games. I stream video games as well. These people are insane. and it's always like the same ones. Like, is that kind of the draw when you see when you know some doofball is going to, like, he's going to break his keyboard today? Like, is that kind of the draw? Kind of like how people watch NASCAR. You just watch to see if they freak out. Oh, and what games is it? Oh, what do I play? I play anything from my Atari 2600, which is now USB powered and HDMI out, and not the new thing. Like, I have the one from like the 80s I updated. I'll play that. I've been playing a lot of Kerbal Space Program 2, but we're on pause on that until the next patch comes out. Next Wednesday, I will be playing liminal games, some backroom stuff. I'm in beta for, what is that game called? Where to go? Oh, Decimate Drive. I saw the YouTube video for that, and it basically gave me a panic attack within the first minute of watching it, so I figured it would be a great game to actually play. I've played Minecraft before. Like, I just kind of play whatever, and since we're gonna kind of do some structure with the channel, we'll probably, at some point, we'll start voting on what games to play, because, like, whatever you want to do. When do we get to see your pussy? Let's see. Let me check the cat cam. There are no kitty cats on the cat cam. But in 1 hour, we will actually have treat time for the kitty cats there. DC Allen. Doom. Yes, I have every Doom. Like, I've been playing Doom since it was in beta. Like, I have a 0.666 beta CD in my Doom case with all my Doom expansion packs and mod stuffs. I fucking love Doom. Like, every Doom that comes out, I get like the super ultra holy shit whatever deluxe package, shit like that. Fama, let's see Commands Central again. Mission Control. I gotta clean that. Is that? I can't tell if that's glare. See, there's you. You're like, that's all y'all. That's my notes. That's OBS. Down here, that's the Nook that's on the VPN. So that's the control panel for the feed, and that's the monitor. What monitor? That I can see what's going on. As far as a snake cam goes, where did that go? I saw it on one. The Redneck Atheist. I don't know that I have enough USB channels left. Is that what it was? USB channels? Like, I've had to shuffle all these cameras around into different ports for them to all work. Because if you got sorry. I should know this. I work on CAN bus all the goddamn time. But like, if you got too many plugged into the different same bus, like, they all, like, two of them will stop working, you unplug one and then one starts to work. So I have them all shuffled around to get what I have. So I think I'm good. I don't know that I have one more camera, but I don't think I'll ever be able to plug it into here. I'm pretty sure I'm out. What am I using for sound? Well, output wise, here, there, back there, a subwoofer, and back, like what you see behind me, the two speakers. That's the Logitech Z906 5.1 surround system. That's what I use for, like, when I'm just doing my thing. The microphone and mixer is the Maono. That? Yeah, Maono, Maono Caster E2. And this is the PD10, PD100 kit that, like, comes in a kit. This is a dynamic mic. I prefer dynamic over condenser. I think my voice sounds a little bit better. And then everything works. So, and these are some just cheap ass Razer V2 headphones, and I have a mic that plugs in on the side. I need more time. Oh, space news. Yeah, it's time for space news. Oh yeah, let's flip back to not that one. Wrong button. Let me put the cat cam on in case I see somebody walk over. I'll flip over to the cat cam. All right, space news. for us, for the space nerds. Let's see what we can cover here. Ingenuity, our little flying buddy right there. She went on her 60th flight of planned 5. So flight 60 of planned 5. Broke another record. Flew her longest that she's ever flown at, let's see, at 17.9 miles per hour, or 8 kilometers per hour, and flew about a quarter mile. Or no, I'm sorry. What? No. At 17.9 feet at 8 meters high, flew a quarter mile in distance at, what was it, about 15 miles per hour, I think it was, something like that. So Ingenuity is doing just fine. She's just flying all over Mars, just loving it. So congrats on that, on still being able to use that. And the mission is just continuing on and on. Yeah, the fastest thing on Mars. Not the fastest thing that we've launched. That is now the Parker space probe, or solar probe. The thing that keeps zinging around the sun, that just like flew through the corona and is like actually flown into the outer atmosphere of the sun. That apparently, I just read this morning, it was 394,000 miles per hour. Like, talk about having places to go. Like, fucking moving. Does it have remote ID? Holy shit. Yeah, like, you know what, Fence Up? I hope so, because otherwise NASA's going to get that fine from the FAA. We know how NASA and the FAA are working just greatly together lately. Pardon me. So, let's see. Let me guess I can delete that. The Osiris Rex / Osiris Apex mission. If you didn't hear about that, they basically fired a pogo stick at the Bennu asteroid, which they believe is over 4 billion years old, possibly from around the beginning of what they consider the beginning. Went and found this asteroid. We launched it in 2016. It pogoed off the asteroid in, I think, 2021. Picked up, they wanted 60 grams of material off the asteroid. They figured it would pogo down, do a nitrous burst, scare up some dust. A bunch of shit would get trapped in this special container. Bounces off, tucked it into a thermal, thing to fire in the atmosphere. And it came back to us last week. So they thought they were going to be bouncing off of like a rock, and they were hoping to get just enough dust, and they ended up getting over 3 times more than they thought, because when they went to bounce off the rock, they went into it, because it turns out feels like it may just be a big ass ball of gravel. But it came back, everything came in. The entry was a little weird. I don't know if anybody watched. They said it came in a little quicker than they thought. Like, I would swear that there was no drogue chute when that was coming in. If you watched, they're like, yeah, here comes the drogue. And they're like, you can see it from like the WB-57, the NASA plane that like does all the space stuff. I'd swear that thing was tumbling its ass off coming in, and it never popped the drogue chute, which is probably why it came in 3 minutes sooner than it was supposed to. But I'm waiting to hear a little bit about, see if they cover that at all. They should have used Amazon Prime. Yeah, that would have been there a little bit quicker. Yeah, and if there was various videos, yeah, right as it's coming in, the video glitch. That was kind of annoying. So now that particular vehicle is done, it has very good and very detailed mapping capabilities. Hey, there's Spaz getting something to eat. Has very good mapping capabilities, so they're sending it off to another asteroid, and the mission is now Osiris Apex. It has no way to do any more sampling, but it can still go scan the shit out of some more asteroids, and I believe they said it will be getting there in 2029, if I'm not mistaken. Where are the the traffic cones are behind me. Here. Oh, wrong one. Terp. So the traffic cones are over there. They're actually around the containers of cat treats. Like, don't worry about this. Just go around. Nothing to see here kind of thing. There's actually 4 cones over there. All right, put that back. And that is Spaz getting something to eat. She is her own. I have 4 cats. 3 of them are related, mama, son, and daughter. And she is, she's the senior kitty cat. So she's kind of like grandma cat, but she's cool. Did I miss a thing? Let's see. I like how they have fan funding stuff now. Oh, wow. I've been missing all kinds of shit. Andy P., welcome to the Gaggle of Goofballs, and Paul Norman. Why, thank you. Welcome as well. Welcome. Chipmunk popped in $2. Ah, you did indeed. Thank you for these streams. You are welcome, sir. Thank you. I can click little. Oh, yeah, I can put like little clicky things there. That's cool. All right. We're learning this. Sorry if I'm missing all these. A lot of times when I'm rambling on, I'm so focused on you that I'm not seeing the chat go by. Like total new guy streaming shit. I'll figure this shit out. Don't worry about it. What time is it? 6:15. Did I get everybody? Norms, Andy P. Hope you guys enjoy what you find. Let me switch back to live chat. Appreciate that, Christian Harold. Franco sees a pussy. Yeah, she walked away. I guess I'll flip back to Muwa. We'll do a fade this time. And if, what happened? Oh, probably, yeah. There we go. Cat lovers unite. Yeah, she's kind of a chubbers. Her other nicknames are Megalodon, Big Stuff, Biggie, and just Fat Cat. Oh, and her Spaz is spelled capital S P A capital Z and then lowercase z because that's who she is. Frank Nebedy, what up? Kevin Hardesty, I am getting a second Burmese, a girl. How is Trillion for a name? Trillion. That's not Trillion? I feel like that's a reference to something that I may not be getting. But any name is a good name, especially for a fuzzy, snaky face. Where is she? Yes, I'm actually feeding her on Monday. She is right there under the water dish. She's about 6 feet long. Like one of these days, if she's out and about, I'll grab her and maybe do like a little video or something of her just so you can meet Orihime. She's named after the character in the Bleach anime since she is red. The Redneck Atheist says, Scruffalo, that solar probe is going 0.064% the speed of light. That is a cool statistic when you can say something in a number that short in a percentage of the speed of light. Because when I'm walking my ass down the road, there's a lot more zeros in there. So that's a cool statistic. I appreciate that. HHG reference. Hitchhiker's Guide. Oh, yeah. You know what? I really need to watch that again. It has been a long time since I watched that. Is that Orihime? Asked Christian. Yes, that is the proper spelling of her. Trillion. Yeah, I remember Trillion as a instant messenger thing there, Katrina. I do remember that. What else we got for space news? Oh, in case you hadn't heard, the Boeing Starliner, the competition with SpaceX's Dragon to launch people to the space station, that's still in fucking failure mode, even though they've had $5.5 billion in funding from NASA, so from like us. And how do you build a space vehicle and use freaking electrical tape that's flammable? I mean, couldn't they just grab the Super 88? It's made for extreme temperatures. You know, the 3M Super 88, love that shit. Super 33, just as good. Super 66, awesome. Super 88, extreme temperature. Good grief. How do you not catch that? We're going to wrap every electrical harness with flammable tape. I don't get that, but they're still grounded. Now they think they might be able to get something possibly end of the year, maybe early next year, but I'll tell you what, I don't want to be a human that's going to be riding on that thing, because even its first trip to the space station, where it screwed up everything and came back, like they had failures on the way back and they called it, oh, that was successful, even though they had multiple failed valves again and just all kinds of problems. It's ridiculous. DC Allen, good night. Lockwatcher asks, have I seen Colossus the Forbin? I don't know if that's supposed to be Forbidden or Forbin Project. I have not. Is that something I should watch? I'm going to copy that. I'm going to stick that in my notes. Put that right under Nightwish, which I looked up. And that is some pretty good tunes. So yeah, Boeing Starliner, you know, what everyone thought was just going to make SpaceX look like a bunch of bitches, they suck. And at this point, I don't know that there's enough. They're speculating whether or not there's even enough missions left before the International Space Station is decommissioned, that Boeing may not ever actually make any money off of this at all. It's almost like if they stop now, then maybe they have a chance to not suck so hard. Speaking of the Indian Space Research Organization, the Chandrayaan mission, well, they froze the rover and the lander, and they have not been able to wake them up yet. They do not think they will make it because they were not built with heaters. They are kind of just hoping, maybe it'll survive, but it doesn't look like they did. And as it is right now, apparently NASA and ISRO are both looking to get to Venus within the next 6 to 7, 8 years. They're thinking 2029, 2031. Now they want to go check out Venus. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Russia went there years ago. I think that probe lasted, is it like 3 minutes or 30 minutes? The Venus probe that Russia landed? Or I guess it was that point, was it Soviet? Was it a Soviet mission? I forget when that corresponded together. Did they find any women there? They did not. They have a picture of the the probe's foot and some rocks. And it's black and white as far as I know. It's 420. Yes, it is. Jack Attack. So, can't wait to see us going to Venus, or in KSP land, the purple planet Eve. That is definitely a challenging planet, as it is slightly warm there. And if you're following SpaceX, who knows when Starship 2 is going to launch, because the National Game and Wildlife people are just holding everything up. So there's that. But they are making improvements and they're tweaking it out since they have time to now. Oh, and yeah, let me delete that. I got a decent set of stories here. That's pretty good. Definitely don't need to use them all up to the... Actually, here's something for you. Did you get any floods there in... Oh, okay. That's probably... Let me guess, you're talking to MK. Let's see here. SpaceX needs to be held up till someone tosses Elon out. I'm not... I know he has an influence, like, somewhat, but I feel like they're trying to kind of... him a little bit. Like... Elon he's a kind of a douche. He's kind of an asshole. Like, on a personal level, like, his thought process, his ideology is like, what the fuck? but like he's good at putting the right people together to get shit done. Like all his businesses and his side projects, they're all focused on Mars. Like the boring project, that's so we can dig holes and live underground in Mars. Electric vehicles, that's so we can do electric vehicles on Mars. Like a PayPal, that's I don't know, fucking so we can just fire people to Mars. I don't know, but you know, well, yeah, no, not Twitter. Good. I don't use X or Twitter or whatever it is. Like, I don't really, I kind of look at it every once in a while. Really, the only reason I had an account was for, oh shit, what was his name? The Xbox guy that used to post Twitter updates. Nelson, Captain? Was it Captain Nelson? Is that what he went by? The Microsoft guy that did all the Xbox 360, like, PR updates. That was the only reason I had a Twitter account for a long time, was just to follow his shit. Major Nelson. Thank you, James Randolph. Yes, that was him. That was, like, for the longest time, that was my only thing I followed. And, like, Scruff Dog wasn't even available. Like, for whatever reason, apparently an ex decided to claim it years and years and years and years ago and just dumped it. So I had to pick something else. Graham says, Elon is not as bad as Trump. No, nobody's as bad as Trump. Trump's pretty piece of shit. Twixer, says Maureen Walker. I like that, Twixer. I feel like I may have seen that before, but I like that. That's Mr. Chippy says, what about Mars bars? I mean, if they have cannabis bars on Mars, then I'd be all about that. Kind of wish I could come up with a whole bunch of, cannabis bars on Mars would have jars of, there's no really R's thing for pot. Oh, and I guess since apparently I have members now, I did get in today a magnetic camera mount for work. So I can just stick this fucker to whatever I'm working on for video stuff. So I'm trying to take it serious. I don't know. Fucking around. What time is it? Trying to pay more attention to time since I'm doing like more of a schedule thing. We got the ThermoWhoofle coming up. Let me make sure that is positioned. There are no cats right now. They're probably laying down in the living room. And no, I'm not going to do a living room camera. Not a wide angle. I did that one stream from there, and that was cool. But not like and trying to bug them while they're sleeping either. All right, already got the cooling fan. Jesus, already got the ceiling fan turned off, so we got that ready. Why is the focus freaking out? Hold on, we're going to fix the focus on that. I thought I already locked it in. One moment, please. Where is that? It likes to be about 165 on the slider. 170. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, cool. So the Woofle cam is, well, the VertoWhoofle cam is ready. VertoWhoofle. Reefer. Randy, 1979 Vice Admiral Tiger. That is one hell of a name. Trump is losing his tower in New York City. Isn't it fast? Like, just amazing that all of Trump's businesses in New York have been dissolved. Like, the business license are gone. Like, I mean, it'll be a process to get him out of there, but like, it's done. And even if he appeals, which we know he will, like, the process still moves on even as the appeal process goes on. So it's kind of inevitable. Chipmunk. Elon and Zuckerberg, Graham Shaw. There's a great epic rap battles of history between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Again, that is epic rap battles of history. If you've never seen that, it is hilarious. It takes two different people and they do like freestyle rap battles, and it's funny as shit. Like, it's good to just put on the playlist, get your shit done, and have a laugh while you're doing chores and stuff. Yes, Kevin Hardesty, everything Trump touches dies, yes. Or I like MAGA, making attorneys get attorneys. Fucking love that. Oh, yeah. What a douche. My ass got, yeah, that's right, the other one, Christian Hero, my ass got arrested. Fucking love that shit. There's some, like, I live in a neighborhood, there's a lot of Trumpers, and you just kind of got to deal with it, because obviously you don't want to get on their bad sides, because a lot of Trumpers are just fucking crazy. Maybe not all of them, but yeah. I will finish this joint sometime tonight. Like I said, I take my time. I think that's it for space news for right now. There is a little, actually, I guess while everyone's here, I'll put this poll up. I have a question. What is the difference between a content creator on YouTube and a YouTuber? I've always considered, I don't know if I can do a poll on this or not, actually. I don't know how that would work. I don't know that that's something you can just pick. But, like, to me, a content creator was someone to just kind of put stuff up. You just make stuff, you just do your thing. Wherein, to me, in my head, a YouTuber was someone that got paid to do stuff on YouTube. But then again, that's also like in my industry, I consider a mechanic someone that knows how to fix basic stuff, picks up wrenches, your classic mechanic, whereas a technician is a trained individual who has more technical knowledge and therefore has a different title. That's kind of where I thought like kind of content creator and YouTuber was. So, and with this whole 500 subs things, it kind of got me wondering, like, what are people's consideration of that? Chipmunk considers themselves a YouTuber as though they no longer create content. Mr. Chippy says they're interchangeable. Fair enough. One squeezes, one gets squeezed. A YouTuber, says Raven Louvy, is a curvy potato. Maurice Walker, Kevin Hardis, you say they're pretty much the same thing. Well, Rob Worrell, he's a piano guy. He brings up a good one, a composer versus performer. Though on that, I could see a performer doesn't necessarily compose, but a content creator and a YouTuber are still making videos. I mean, what did I say? Yeah, a composer can compose and play, whereas a performer may not necessarily be able to write music like a composer can, unless I'm missing something in that. Like, I'm not super music guy, but how does that, not to counter, but just thinking out loud, you know what I mean? Christian Arrow says that YouTuber was an older term. Content creator does dual or brand deals. YouTuber was more of a lifestyle or vlogging. Content creator might be more with advertising and stuff. Yeah, I guess it's just, it almost makes it feel like it's a regional thing. Like some places in America it's soda, some places it's cola, some places it's pop. That kind of seems to be, I guess, and I've heard that from a couple. Oh, Katrina, excellent distinctions. Let's see. A YouTuber is a type of content creator. Content creators can also do TikTok, Instagram, etc. That is a very good point. That is true. So yeah, that could be, they're being used interchangeably like Xerox and copy machine. But they're actually like a subtitle of one. That is good. Yeah, I like that, Katrina. That's I think that's a good way to put that. Treasure Bloke says, I guess a YouTube and a content creator might do shit for multiple platforms. Yeah, okay. That's I think that's probably, yeah. So they're getting used interchangeably as you go, but they 6:30 VertoWhoofle. But they also can be kind of ranked like that, as one is a general and one is specific. I like that. Good deal. Thank you for that. That actually helps. That helps define that very, very nicely. Good deal, everyone. Thank you. Oh yeah, and if you've not seen the VertoWhoofle cam before, up there in the bottom, up there in the bottom left, that is a plushy, posable face hugger from the Aliens movies. That's my buddy Freddy the Face Hugger. Got him off of eBay like 20 some years ago. Where are we at here? Boop, there we go. All right, here we go. Woo! Oh, that was a misfire. Keep the lighter backed up. Woofle. Bring one down. Where are we at again? No, there we go. Okay. Ooh, look, you can see a little bit of a brown spot picking up on the ceiling. Nice. Look at that. Right there, dead center. You should be able to see that. That's funny. I guess I'll have to wipe that off. Space tiles. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to get some of them like old school glow-in-the-dark fucking things you stick on your ceiling. I'm sure, actually there's a Dollar General right up the road. I wonder if they'd have that. There's a Five Below out by White Marsh Mall. I'm pretty sure they would have that too. Freddy needs a head crab friend, it says Redneck Atheists. Ooh, bonk. Don't they, did they just release, or are they about to release a complete redo of Half-Life 2, if I'm not mistaken? That may not be a bad idea. I'm pretty sure I just read something about that going on. Paul Norman says, the way YouTube is treating channel owners, there won't be anyone left. You know, it's weird. Like, I don't know if you know who, or know or remember or whatever, depending on how long you've been around, Spectrum DIY. He was on YouTube, or I'm sorry, they were on YouTube for a while. And then they went over to TikTok. Apparently they were doing really well on TikTok. And then all of a sudden, like, TikTok shadow banned him because he was just showing off some stickers. So he came back to YouTube. And now he's messing around on YouTube, or they're messing around on YouTube again. So kind of just seems like whatever one's working for you that particular day. But I'm here on YouTube. I like it here. I'm old, so I guess it's where old people go anyway. And yeah, vertical crap. Yeah, someone what is it, like a meme somewhere? We've worked, scientists, researchers, technological geniuses, electricians. We've all worked tirelessly for decades and decades to bring you the beautiful cinematic widescreen for everyone to enjoy. And then TikTok and YouTube fuck it all up with the vertical, horizontal, or vertical fucking orientation. I feel like we should just all go back to like the old Nokia. What are they? 50? What was that? A 5060? Was that the old classic Nokia? Something like that for 5500. You know, the old candy bar phone. I had a couple of those. I had the one with like the fake matrix thing on it, so it covered the buttons. And you went click, and like the little plastic cover popped down. And then eventually I got the actual phone that they used and made there. I think it was an Ericsson phone. 51X, yeah, like 5110, the 51Xs, yeah. I think I had a 5150 when I bought this house, but I think I got rid of it. I have an old Sprint flip phone downstairs that just stays plugged into a charger because it still connects to 911 as a like just in case phone. That's another reason why I like keeping old cell phones, just because they always have to connect to 911, especially anything made after 2002, was it? Something like that. Echo had a 3310. I feel like I may have had something in the 3 series as well. I used to hang out on pdaphonehome.com and xda-developers.com for like phone hacking and, you know, editing stuff. And my my little signature picture is just a line. It's device spotlight time. But my my signature file is a line of every digital device I had, all the way from my Bravo Plus, my clear blue Bravo Plus pager, up to I think last time I updated it was when I had this phone, which is what I'm using. This is an HTC U11 that I'm using as a USB phone or camera with Droid Cam OBS. So it's connected directly to my OBS. But let's do this quick device, well, not quick, but this device spotlight. So this is what I call the Jeff light. As some of you know, I had a cat before, like, the divorce and shit happened. He left, but I had a cat named Jeff. He was a big orange and white buddy. He looked like a meatball rolled in Alfredo sauce. A couple years ago, he started having seizures, and I got to the point we had to have him on 2 anti-seizure medications and a sedative. So, in the cat room where all the cat boxes were, there wasn't much for light, and I didn't really want to put just a regular old crap light in there. Like, the outlets weren't really great for just plugging in a spotlight. James Arthur says, better check that. There's a point at which they may stop connecting to 911. And that's a good point. I think I can do that. But it just wasn't a great setup for light when it was dark. And I wanted to make sure the big guy, which is what I called him, wanted to make sure big guy could see what he was doing. So I took, oh wow, the focus on that is great. Wow, look at that. That's so much better than that craptastic fucking regular webcam. So I had an old night light laying around, so I took the LDR out of that, or light dependent resistor. That is connected to this transistor. Ooh, let me see here. There you go. You can see the transistor right behind it. And this adjustable, it's a 50K potentiometer. Oop, where are we at? That's your classic TP4056, set to a 1 amp charge. And this is a battery out of an old, I think this was a Marquise tablet, if I'm not mistaken. Like a really, really old, cheap-ass tablet. But I put this together, and it actually stayed plugged in. I ran an extension cord to it, so that if every time it got dark, you know, I'm putting my finger over the sensor, the light would automatically come on, and oop, it's an adjustable one, so I was able to tune the different brightnesses. It's just kind of taped on the back, like no big, nothing innovative right there. And that's a 3-watt red LED. And so that gave the big guy and all, you know, all the rest of the cats. That's what supplied them with light for the past couple years, up until I turned that room into a new bedroom. So now this sits unplugged in the hallway where the litter box now is, and it actually stays kind of tucked up behind the old school doorbell. And I use Ring as doorbell, but there's still 18 volts DC going up there. So I'm going to get a little buck regulator and put a little DC power supply to give this 5 volts again. And that way it can be used as a night light and, again, an emergency light. So, just figured I'd show that off, and I actually have the link. Like, sometimes you just don't want to think about it, you just want to make sure you get it done right. So I used this circuit here as the basis. Shit, where are we at? For it. And then I adjusted the values to match my needs. And I replaced the 100K resistor in there with the variable 50K because that particular schematic is for a 9-volt battery, and I'm using a this particular chip shuts down at 2.8, so this goes between 2.8 and 4.2 volts. But luckily, since I'm running the LED at pretty low power, you don't really see much of a difference between 4.2 and 2.8. So that kind of works out. I forget exactly how much current that is getting, but I believe it maxes out at, like, I think it's maybe 10, 15 milliamps, which, you know, driving a 3-watt LED is like absolutely nothing. Simbaku, I'm guessing that is pronounced. Simbaku says, that looks like something I'd make, Scruff Dog. I have a couple of, like when I make stuff like that back there, I'll do that as a device spotlight thing one day. We'll get a little bit closer to that. I mean, it's actually not horribly different from this. But I like doing I like the little tiny projects that like are like helpful and stuff like that. But since this isn't plugged in anymore, I have to recharge it. Like tonight turned out pretty good. Tonight was recharge night. So it has been sitting on my desk, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it. Well, I'll get ready to plug it back in later. But about once a week, it stops working. So I'm going to get to the point now. I'm going to start just grabbing it probably Saturday morning, plugging it in. Yeah, come to the stream, get done the stream, and unplug it because it does take a little while to charge. I believe that's equivalent to I think it's 4,500 milliamp hour battery in there. And it's still doing pretty good for as old as it is. And it's lasting a week right now, which ain't too bad, especially because it's generally on all the time because it's in a dark hallway where the daylight doesn't reach. Franco is going to bed. Franco, thanks for stopping by, bud. Have yourself a groovy weekend and be groovy and more. I say that a lot, don't I? Let's see. Oh, so that was tonight's device spotlight. The Jeff flight. I might do something like this with the vape batteries I have. Because I have a lot of disposable vape batteries. I feel like that would be nice. Just put a big ass resistor on it. Just put a red LED and just tuck them into different spots that you want lit up at night. And just recharge them like once a month. Not even put a TP, not even put a recharge thing on it. Just have like clip leads onto it. Like that might not be bad. Something with, 500,000 ohm resistor on a regular like 3 millimeter red LED. I feel like that would burn for quite some time. Oh, this is my tea. This is red raspberry tea. Let's see here. One. Okay. Wrong click. There we go. That's okay. We're good there. And what are we doing here? Oh yeah, that's 7 o'clock. About 15 minutes. We'll have another toast, and then we'll shake the cat treats. We'll get the cat cam going. I don't think anybody's over there right now, is there? Nope. Just that regular night light. But that's kind of strategically placed to keep that lit up right there. That's the only light I need. So I'm thinking of turning that red, but I don't think cats can see red very well. I'm not really sure on that, or maybe that's one of the things they see better. But it did seem to help the cats. I don't know. Brendan says ZX Spectrum. Never had a ZX Spectrum. I don't know that I've ever actually seen one in person. I should probably see what's kind of electronic recyclers around here once I get some shit sorted out around here. I wouldn't mind derping around with a couple classics. Used to have an Apple IIc Plus with a, what was this, a 256 color monitor. Like pimptastic, like I think it was a 13-inch monitor. I had a color printer with that bitch. External, had a built-in 3.5 floppy, hard floppy, whatever, floppy drive, and then an external 5.25 floppy drive. Man, I used to play all kinds of dumb shit on that, and I used to actually write basic coding. Like, anyone here remember writing anything in BASIC? Especially on an Apple. That was fun. Like nothing like writing like I wrote a casino program. I had ever been to a casino, knew how to play enough of the games just by like talking to like my grandparents and my parents because they went gambling. Not like, compulsively or like a thing. They just go every once in a while, have a good time, spend a couple $100. So I read almost 10,000 lines in BASIC on an Apple IIc Plus to do roulette, poker, blackjack. What was the other one? There was a fourth one. Craps. Like that shit. Like, and I know I never got it quite right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure statistics and all that stuff was probably a little bit off, but God, that took a while. But it was neat. It kind of had graphics. Maurice Walker, BASIC was their first programming language. Okay. Fence up, BBC Basic. Rifleman to Apple IIe. James Randolph wrote in BASIC. It's a shame I had that computer up until, sorry, what fuck year? Probably 2005. And then it just kind of got abandoned, and like, I'm pretty sure the spot where it got left, I'm pretty sure the person that owned it doesn't anymore, but I don't feel like really finding out right now. Rob used to write BASIC on a Commodore 64. I got really fucked up on acid once and was playing Test Drive on a Commodore 64 128. That was fun. That was like, was that the first or second time I ever took acid? It was high school. Like, I don't take acid anymore. This was fucking 25 years ago. But I remember I was sitting there fucking tripping balls and staring at my hand like this. Like, literally, it was held like this. So, like, take a look. And my fucking buddy Mikey comes out and goes, dude, what the fuck are you doing? It's not the Loch Ness Monster, man. Like, let's just fucking move on. It's just your fist. Because, like, I mean, you see what I'm talking about, Loch Ness? Like, the boy was fucking quick on his feet. Yeah, I love fucking that original Test Drive Electro Box. I love playing that shit. Outrun and Paperboy Jack Attack, great games. I feel like I have Paperboy on Atari. Is that right? I think I have Paperboy on my Atari. Maybe even Outrun. Maybe not Outrun. That may have been a little bit too advanced for that. I do want to do another Atari stream soon. That was kind of fun. Now that there's actually more people around to see it, like, maybe more people will show up and enjoy it. Zane, the Magic Puffer Dragon, loved LSD and playing video games. Yes. Playing Doom, while, like, the original Doom and Doom 2 while you're on LSD is a whole nother level of holy shit. Let me tell you. Play that shit on Nightmare or Hurt Me Plenty. Like, it is... It's an experience. Let me tell you, R-Type. I remember R-Type. Oh, wow. Doom, and the second one was awesome on LSD. Yes. Jesus Christ, no, Scruff, that terrifies me, says Chipmunk. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. Oh, boy. Let me open up my, oh yeah, okay, I talked about that. The YouTuber thing. What time is it? We have 10 minutes till our next toast and cat treats. So let's tell a story. First console. Anyone had a grandstand? I've never heard of a grandstand fence up. Sega Altered Beasts. Snakes and Ladders on LSD. I feel like we tried playing a board game, but I don't remember. Maybe it was Battleship. Here's something that kind of relates to what I've been dealing with lately, and my parents are hanging out tomorrow. They haven't been to the house in probably almost 10 years because of all the fucking with the ex who's now done, gone, stuff like that. I'm going to have them do something that is a little weird, but you know what? Something that you may occasionally want to do. I've lived here long enough, even with all the shit that went on. A lot of times there's something in the house that isn't great or like is a mess or is dirty that you just get blind to. My parents haven't been here in 10 years. Like, no shit. When they come in, I'm going to be like, when you're looking around, if you see something weird, scungy, dirty, that, like, looks kind of concerning, please let me know. Please embarrass me. Like, I forget what brought this up when I was thinking about it the other day, but I did want to put it in my notes. Like, sometimes you need that extra set of eyes to see something that, like, you've become blind to. And that works as well. Like, I was the third set of eyes for after I got everything back and had to deal with the fact that there was complaints of ants being upstairs. Well, yeah, no shit if everything's covered in sugar water and every bottle that's in the cabinet is covered in sugar and food and all that. That may have been a third set of eyes could have told you, oh, well, there's your problem with the ants. Because there ain't no ants anymore. Because in this case, I was the third set of eyes since I hadn't seen my kitchen in almost 4 years. The cones do not have a cat to poop under them. I assure you. Oh, there's Tiny Mama. That's Tiny Mama, also known as Tiny Tank. Her proper name is Bow Bow. B-A-U, capital B-A-U, space, capital B-A-U. She's named after the neighbors that found us, or found her. She was a feral alley cat. As you can see, she is really bad at being feral. But she is the mom of Ronnie, who is the blonde ginger boy you'll see running in here during treat time. She's his mom, Jeff's mom, who has moved out. And Lee, Scratch Perry's mom, she is the big floofy orange or floofy lilac tortoiseshell. So she's like gray and cream. All right, I guess we'll get back to that. About 6 or 7 minutes. 3,000 flies in a condom. That's a story. Go Google, says Tony Pates. That almost sounds like that could be a pretty interesting story. Why do they keep leaving, says Christian. Do they not know they are on television? I don't think they know that we have gone live. Perhaps I should get like one of those big red lights, and I can get it like, wow, you know what? Holy shit, I might be able to 3D print that. Sorry, just thinking like, you know how like they got like the on-air red lights? Like maybe I should 3D print one and do it like in as clear as a plastic I can get, and then put red lights in it and like print it the shape of a cat head. And it has like on-air somewhere on it. It's like a kitty cat on-air light. I gotta get my 3D printer like cleaned up, fired up, and ready to rock and roll. It's a modified Ender 3 Pro I got in 2021. It now has a SKR Mini 2.0 board in it. Printed a bunch of like a Mustang cooler blower fan thing. I think it's a Mustang. It's got all kinds of shit done to it. It's very quiet now. Pretty accurate. Does a good thing when you clean it. Raven Loonian says, instead of on air, it could say on drugs. It could. Speaking of medicine, I have a Colors 2, where are we at? A fresh tank of blueberry. If I'm not mistaken, blueberry is hybrid leaning indica or indica. Fence Up says, have I tried a resin printer? I have not. Once I get some shit taken care of, that is a possibility. The only thing that would hold me back from that is I hear they're just messy as fuck to deal with. But I don't know that would necessarily be a turn off to get one. But I know they can be a bit more accurate and easier to print certain things. I assume resin is more durable than, say, most FDM printer stuff. Jura says it can be a bitch to cure. I feel like they're working with that. Like that's getting better or something. But I haven't followed What about TV cars, Scruff? Fama says, what, like the Batmobile? Like if I had to own a Batmobile, I'd want the original one from the Adam West time. TV carts. Back to ink and printers. I hate printers. You know, it's like you shouldn't make a product that it's cheaper to buy a new printer than it is to buy refills for your ink. I'm glad that's kind of getting sorted out. RC cars. Well, I have a drone. I have a DJI Mavic Air 2, whose name is Mavis, if you've heard that name mentioned. I do live stream with her occasionally. The plan actually is not tomorrow, since my parents are going to be here. Next Sunday, not tomorrow, but like in 8 days. Hopefully the weather will be groovy. And we will be doing another live drone stream, probably from Loch Raven Dam, where the reservoir is. Big dam, and a little dam. And when I do those, in case you've not seen them, you fly. What you see on screen is what the drone sees. So you see the video feed, you see like the remote control screen. So you get to see the controls, and you get to fly with Mavis. Like you actually get a better view of what's going on than I do as the pilot. I am a Part 107 registered FAA licensed Part 107 commercial drone pilot as well. So for RC stuff, I mostly do drones. I've had RC cars and RC trucks in my lifetime, but nothing like Traxxas or any of the cool shit. I've known people that have had the good stuff. I used to talk to a gentleman who actually held the Maryland speed record for I don't remember what scale it was, but basically a 16-inch homemade chassis. He used to sweat stainless and copper tubing to make frames. Back when 89 miles an hour was really fast. He actually was one of the first people to hit that speed in the state of Maryland. Scruff Dog says, any update on the tracking thing of your drone? Says Chipmunk. I think I already said that. Anyway, yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, good topic. Remote ID, that was meant to affect everyone that flew a drone in the United States on September 16th. Studies are made by independent researchers, and they contacted the FAA and said, are you fucking kidding me? It would take minimum, we would need 300,000 add-on devices at minimum for the people that were trying to register their drone for remote ID. And then they contacted every manufacturer that was shipping the shit out, and they were only able to put out maybe 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 units a month out of China and out of the United States, and we needed 300,000. FAA went, oh, our bad. So they've pushed it to March 16th to do heavy enforcement. But luckily, the DJI Mavic Air 2 is specifically named on an exemption list because there will be a firmware update coming from DJI. It's just coming late because they're prioritizing the newer shit, which I get. Well, they're newer and they're like enterprise stuff, like movie makers, like the matrices and stuff like that. But my update will be coming in September or December. So the Mavic Air 2 is specifically listed as an exempt model until the firmware update comes out. So I am free and clear to fly Mavis whenever I want, within the standard rules and laws and all that stuff. So like we're good. We are good. I'm not going to have to spend $100, $200 or whatever to get a add-on module. It'll just come with a firmware update in a couple months, and I don't even have to think about it. Gramshaw, remote ID, another load in total, and other absolute bullocks that does not work. All it's going to do is endanger us as pilots. Because now every Karen is going to bitch and complain to their lughead fucking moron husband who's going to like go hunt us down, and fucking it's going to cause nothing but problems, and the FAA is going to look like a bunch of fucking idiots. They will most likely have to backpedal or face some serious backlash on it. That is what a lot of us drone guys are predicting. But there's also a lot of spoofers out there. There's already ways to spoof your location, and I'm not saying I agree, but I mean, safety first, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, like that's like a good, like, kind of, I guess, a ASMR-y kind of stream. Like they're usually 2 or 3 hours long. Sometimes I'll do hiking in and we'll chat as we're hiking in. And you just kind of relax, and it's usually over woods and water and stuff like that. Gone to historic sites before. It's kind of just like we're doing here. And we're just fucking chilling, just hanging out, just doing our thing, just having a good time. Chipmunk says, I don't see the difference between modern drones and an RC helicopter from the 80s. I mean, really the biggest difference is newer drones are just easier to handle and they're cheaper. I mean, you can, you can go on eBay right now and get a 1080 drone for under $100. So then there's this misconception that if there's going to be a drone fucking like 200 feet away that suddenly is like looking at every single hair on your crotch as you're trying to take a shower. Like, people just don't understand, like, if someone's creeping on you in a drone, they most likely do not have the proper fucking camera attached to, like, to do that kind of bullshit. Like, Mavis, like, has a good camera, but, like, people get a little ridiculous when they think that, like, the shit's, like, creeping on them. Or you got all the old heads in governments that don't know the fucking, how the fuck a drone even works or care or know anything about it. All they know is, oh my God, it's scary, it's tech, it's from China, we gotta ban them. You have every law enforcement agency, every government agency in the United States is going, do not ban DJI drones because they're the only ones that fucking work for us. And DJI works directly with the AAA, the FAA. They're the only ones that work with them to help do maps and keep their drones safe. But the federal government says they want to ban them. Like, really? Can we have someone under the age of fucking 70 decide this shit for us, maybe? Like, dude, if, like, you're telling me I gotta fucking retire from my job when I'm 67 years old, then maybe your old fucking ass needs to retire from your government job at the same goddamn age. And holy shit, can someone fucking further corrupt the code of Glitch McConnell and just make that motherfucker crash and blue screen and just be fucking done with that idiot? Anyway. Oh, wow. I blew past 7 p.m. Toast and cat treats. Woo! Sorry, I just fucking started going on and on and on. My bad. Scruff Dog, any plans to do another fireworks drone stream? We'll probably do a New Year's stream. So actually, let's do a toast to flying a fucking drone and just having a chill ass time doing drone streams. And, like, I don't know, just fucking cheers. Oh, and cheers to Ukraine and Kevin, Christian. We got to get one of them in. So cheers to Kevin and the Olive Man. Cheers to Ukraine, Slava Ukraini, and cheers to drone stuff. Cheers. Do I have any? I have a little bit of coffee left. Well, let me hit that up here, and then we'll go play with some cat treats. Litter Picker says, it's coming, drones the size of flies in your bedroom, collecting your DNA and then cloning you. That's cool. Like, if I can have, like, a couple of the clones, like, that'd be fine, because, like, I could put them to work. Like, I would really love to have a couple clones of me. Like, the boss would probably appreciate it, too, because then, like, get more shit done at work, but, you know. We'll have to see about that. So let me turn on the P mic. If you don't know what the P microphone is, I have a cat water fountain. Let me fade that over. That is what is right next to me, the little flower thing. So we have the Gotta Go Pee cam, or Gotta Go Pee mic. Oh, that is still noisy. It was noisy last week too. Hold on. Why do you be noisy? Don't be noisy. Let's see if it's. I don't want to. Oh yeah, I can unplug that one. That's a little better. That's. I unplugged the. Is that low on water? I unplugged the power supply that chargers it. This is the mixer is battery. It has a 18650 in it or something. I just unplugged it from the Nook that I've been using to supply, and it got quieter. That's weird. I'll have to try a different power supply. Anyway, let's go get some cat treats. And I'm gonna try and get used to not necessarily having to wear the headphones. But it is nice to hear the monitor, I guess. Check the grounding. Yeah, I'll have to dick around with it. Hey, there's Tiny Mama. Tiny Mama! And I'll try not to slam the door. I feel like I do that a lot. Which it probably isn't good because this microphone right here is on the door frame. Tiny Mama. Let's see, I'm right there, so we'll go over here. There you go, Mama. There you go, Mama. There you go, Poofy girl. Rennie. Where are you running at? You want them? Come on. Come on, buddy. There's Ronnie. And there's Spaz. I don't know if you can see Spaz there or not. So that's Tiny Mama, or Bow Bow. That's Lee Scratch Perry, or Lily, or Poofy Girl, or Poofers, or Pretty Little Girl. That's Ronnie. Official name is Megatron. He goes by Ronnie. And then that's Spaz, which you saw her earlier. I'm going to go ahead and pee while I'm out here, so just keep an eye on them. Yes, I did wash my hands. Excuse me, Spazzy. Squeeze on by. Not slam the door. Hey, what's up? Alright. Ronnie's clawing. Yeah, Ronnie likes clawing on everything. He actually peed on the back door a couple days ago. So, but that's not bad, because he was peeing almost every day when him and Jeff Ford were kind of competing for territory. And he's only peed like 3 or 4 times since Jeff left. But I guess he's getting more comfortable. He's like kind of a scaredy cat. I feel like there's some arrested development going on there. Turn this down a little bit. Yeah, they got some cool stripes on their tails. They're all fixed, neutered, and all that good stuff. Frost Giant, good night. You're turning in. What are you turning into? A sleepy body? Have a good evening and a good night. James Randolph looks like James is leaving as well. Thank you for stopping by. Rob says male pee can be rough. Yes, it can. It's like gross, oily ammonia with crystals. It's just the stickiest, nastiest, like does not dry, just collects more and more. It's fucking gross. That's one of them things, like you say, oh, if you could talk to your cat, would you tell him? Be like, bro, do you know how fucking gross that is? Like, can you kind of knock that shit off, maybe? I love you to death, bro. But don't pee on the walls, man. I'm never gonna, I wouldn't rub his nose in it. I can't, I'm not a nose rubber. Rub a nose. Speaking of Michael Jackson, what were we talking about him earlier? Or was that last night? That may have been on Discord? I don't know. It is 7:15. Okay, we didn't miss anything. Okay, the Cat Treats was the thing. So next we have a ThermoWhoofle at 7:30. And that, I believe, is the last sip of coffee. So that means we are switching over to our tea. All my batteries are still going. Oh, the candles that would normally be on right there, they currently run on AAA batteries, and the batteries are pretty much dead. So I just left them off for now. And I do want to get some kind of spotlighting after we put the... Where are we at? The LED kit right there for the rover. Once we get that on there, I also want to get some spotlighting that I'm going to put underneath the shelf to point down on it, just to kind of add like lighting effects, make it look cool. I kind of want to make that like a spotlight of the office. So we'll be improving on that as we go, and I'll get, like I said, I'll get some high definition pictures and do like a community post like tomorrow maybe, or maybe tonight. Actually, nah, like I should be able to do that tonight, and then like, you know, if y'all gotta go to sleep, and take a look tomorrow. That's, sorry. Like I said, one of the cool things is the rock, which you'll see on the pictures, that the probe, the little drill probe is at. I just happen to have a rock that looks almost like it would fit the exact style of the probe. Like it looks like it's already been probed. And there goes Lee. Now that she's awake, she may come back and start meowing to hang out. She will meow, 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 as some of you that have been here for a while will know. One time she did it, what, like 2 hours straight, like on one of the first streams in the office. Yeah, actually it was before I got this microphone. So if she does, I'll turn that microphone back up. But for now, we'll turn the PP microphone down. Whew. Hey, let's go ahead and delete that. When do we get cooking content? Asks Christian Harold. I was thinking about that today. Need a urinal flush sound when you transition into the cat cam. Whoosh. I'll work on that. The cooking thing right now, like I've had a cooking block. Kind of like how you get a mental block. You don't want to write this. You don't want to do that. I've had a cooking block, and I finally realized what it is. I thought it was just since I hadn't really cooked a lot recently. That's why I hadn't gotten back into it. But I finally realized what it was today is since there were so many ants and bugs in there when I got it back, I'm really only cooking basic shit right now, so I don't get big messes that I could miss something and possibly give the ants something to come back to, because I, at this point, do not know how far back they've retreated. So I want to get at least into the winter when they would try to move into the warm spot to gauge how bad or good the ant situation is, and then react appropriately from there. because I do have a crawl space that I do believe they may be going into, and if so, then I will be able to address the issue directly. So it will be minimum next year, like early 2024, because I want to see how this plays out. Just to see if we're done here, which I'm pretty sure we are, because there's nothing for them to find, but I just want to make sure I don't accidentally make a big mess. And I finally realized that what it was. Like, back in the day, I'd have all 4 burners going, the oven going, I'd be flipping this, cooking that, stirring this, chopping this up, going fucking crazy in there. But right now, I'm like real conservative, 1 pan, all that, and I finally realized that's what it is. I'm just trying to keep everything super clean, so I'll keep you posted, no worries. And that doesn't mean every once in a while I may not throw something on there or in the members section or whatever. So it will be coming, but look for it winter. Just put up a sign that says "No ants allowed," says Steven Seagal, also known as Coach Seagal, as he is a Kerbal Space Program veteran who helped train me with the game. I'll try. I mean, I can try that. I don't know that they're going to care, but you know what? It's always worth a try. I could always put a big like middle finger at them. Andrew Cakebread. I like that name. I'm off. Pretty knackered now, and the bed is calling. See you again soon. The Clive switchover has worked well. That's cool. I didn't recently notice that feature, like I'm noticing more with YouTube stuff. But I do feel like that's something that probably unlocked at 500. But I saw that, and I would kind of considering talking to Clive about that, but he just kind of did it, so that fucking worked out great. I'm glad everything kind of rolled right over. Part-time anteater required. I used to have a, what the fuck are those things? Beanie Babies? Was that them with the fucking like little heart tag thing? Someone gave me one of the anteater, and for the longest time I thought it looked like it was kind of gray and with like white and black stripes and markings on it, and for the longest time I thought it looked like an anteater wearing a wind jacket. Like a sports jacket. It's just a really funny fucking thing. I had it for a long time. I have no idea whatever happened to that. The ant sign needs to be a graphic because ants cannot read. That is true. That is true. What is up, Boinkmatic Gaming? Welcome to the stream. We are currently talking about ants and signs. And welcome, Chipmunk, to the Gaggle of Goofballs. Thank you for joining. I will supply as much screwy content as I can, starting especially Monday, when I get back to work. And like I said before, once I get like 4 or 5 videos up, like probably middle of the week, maybe Thursday, I'll release one of the members only videos just so like you see what's there. But welcome everyone to the, welcome who has joined today. Have I missed any more money? Chat, second, Chipmunk, Norm, Goof, Ed with the fucking ridiculous one. All right, cool. Sorry, I want to make sure I get everybody. Cheers to Big Clive for sending us over to you. Well, cheers to you, Neil. Is that Gower? I wouldn't think it would be so easy as to say goer, but I'm thinking Gower, Neil Gower. Either way, welcome if this is your first evening here. Let me put the skull thing back over here. I love this little, like one of the funnest things I've printed. I found this on Thingiverse. This used to sit on my desk at work. I love that little dude. I got to think about skulls. I don't know, like there's that one there. I have a Mission Control. You can kind of think, I don't know if you can see there's that skull over there. I don't know. I like skulls. Maybe one day I'll get like a full-size skeleton. Or I'll just go find one and borrow someone's off the street. Like, hey, I could use that. Put the lotion in the basket, buddy. You know how it goes here. My basement is opening up. I could always put a couple cages down there, I suppose. Leave sugar out for the ants. Follow the line back to the nest. Destroy the nest with boiling water. Terminate the queen with extreme prejudice for the wind, says litter picker. I put out a mixture of boric acid and sugar water for them and do exactly that. I actually have little test tubes, like ant feeders. And wherever I see ant activity, I will stick that out and I will keep putting it there. And you will see them rolling up to this bitch like you're watching Ants Canada, if anyone's familiar with that channel. Like they will roll up like they are feeding, they will go to town. And over the period of a week, you see a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. But if I can follow them, I will follow them to the nest and set another watering station by the nest. Seems to work out pretty good. Was it 2 cups of water, 3/4 cups of sugar, and I think it's a 1/4 cup of boric acid, or well, boric acid, or I use 20 mule or mule 20, and it knocks them out. It's pretty good. Don't do that, Scruff. Haven't you seen Phase 4? What, Ant-Man? I have seen Ant-Man. If you're talking about Marvel Phase 4. ZX a game a music. Borax, yeah, borax. Yeah, I have 20 mule team. Yeah, I have borax and I have the actual boric acid powder or borax powder, the roach killing powder as well. So I have detergent that works in that, and if you mix those together in something, I forget the exact recipe, you use those to make the fireproofing for the woofler, and then spray that on the ceiling and on stuff. But I haven't sprayed it on the green screen. That's why we had to do the rover Mars reveal thing before we woofled. Woofoo. Burp. Pardon me. Oh, and the little member icon thingies, I had all pot leaves, like different colored pot leaves, but apparently that violates YouTube's guidelines. So like within, I think 30 seconds of uploading my custom pot leaf member level icons, it was like, nope. So then at first I thought like, maybe if I changed it, like, cause I kind of downloaded somebody else's thing and just tweaked it a little bit. So I tweaked it a lot more, and I finally realized that no, it's because it's a pot leaf. So then I did the skull thing, and I don't know. I'll play with it. I used peanut butter and boric acid in the Philippines. Worked well. I've also done that. I have, like, remember the Jif peanut butter recall? I have 2 big motherfuckers of sugar-free Jif. One of them is now open. Because, like, I don't care if I give the ants, what was it? Listeria or whatever fucking thing was wrong with it. But I use that, mix in some sugar and some boric acid, and I leave some of those outside in the garage for traps. I would love to train ants to do my bidding. I mean, if I could train ants to clean, I would give them all the peanut butter, all the jelly. Like, I would start a roach farm. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard. I could just go over to a couple of these neighbors' houses and be like, can I go in your kitchen for like 5 seconds? And I'd have fucking plenty of roaches. Like, you should see some of these fucking places around here. Like, I would love to, like, that's all, like, I need it for it. Look, you guys can get into all the cracks and crevices. Can you just get rid of all the dust bunnies that half of them you probably caused anyway? If you find any spiders, you just come get me. I'll take care of it for you, you know. Like, that would be great. We could get them to vote in the next election. Yeah, like, go ants. You know, queen for president. I suppose. I mean, who knows here? ZX Gaming Music Phase 4. It's a film where scientists fighting ants with chemicals and the ants win. Hold on. Alright, mods. That's going to be a movie we watch. Let me write that down because that sounds neat. Phase 4 ant movie. Alright. Bam. Thank you for the recommendation. I do actually take recommendations off here and I check stuff out. The mice are the ones in charge. Yes, that is true, Mike Hanley. I do remember that much from Hitchhiker's Guide. We need 11,000 more votes. Yeah, let's see if we can trump up. Let's see if we can get 11,000 more likes, everybody, or 11,780 more likes, everybody. Let's win this fucking thing. Oh, God. What time am I on until Osborne? Well, I scheduled myself to 7:30, and then after that is just bonus time. Like, I'm kind of just basing it on how long people are hanging out. We still got 128-ish viewers. I'll probably hang out until we get, like, less, like under 100, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of, I'll let y'all, I'll let the statistics decide when we go. How's that? Or I'll max out in another 2 hours. So, donk. No more than a 4-hour stream. How's that? Oh, shit. Speaking of donks. Okay, look. The next donks don't count. But check this out. I'm going to hit the, you know, the, here. Hold on. I'll just do this. Remember how it used to go boing? That's me hitting the spring. Check this shit out. So Lori, 21, a member of our Discord and a mod on the channel, suggested taking the springs in the mic boom and putting cotton in them. I thought that would be cool, but my only concern with that is having a bunch of fibers and shit, and as the springs move in and out, it may chop them up and like literally just make a mess on the desk. Good idea. I know it would work, so I started thinking more about it, and let me switch to the Woofle cam, and I'll show you, because then I realized, well, what could I put in there besides fucking cotton? And then I went, oh, look at all this fucking acoustic foam laying around. So I took a couple scrap pieces of acoustic foam. Oops, sorry. And you can kind of see where I stuffed them. I'll stop moving. I just kind of stuffed them in between the springs and the frame. Here and down here. And now it's not so goddamn boing. So there's one problem solved. So at this point, I'm not even worried about moving the microphone mount, because that cleared up, I'd say, what? That's 80% of the noise, I'd say. Is the wall hollow? Yes, the wall is hollow. It has, the only cross support it has on it is, let's see. Under this shelf, there's a 2x4 going across both sections. Other than that, I left it hollow on purpose in case I want to run cabling in it, which I already did in the bottom corner. The power supply for the cat water fountain actually goes through 2 flanges I put in the wall to push cables out. Chipmunk says maybe even a 90% reduction in the boring, because it's so much less resonant. Yeah, I couldn't believe just doing that, and it's working really well. Like the one kind of pops out a little bit, so now that I know it works, I may like do some double-sided tape or something to help hold it in there, but that's fucking great. Like, that works great. So I just took Lori's idea, evolved it, and like we're doing pretty good. So thank you to Lori. Hey, it's 7:30. Let's do a VertoWhoofle. Should have just left that camera on. Time for the file. Let's straighten that camera out. And slide it on over. Bang. Grab the Woofle. Oh, no. What am I talking about? This is ThermoWhoofle time. Damn. I almost fucked that up. Sorry. ThermoWhoofle time. Yes. All right. Where are we at here? There we go. Right about. Hold on. Let me add some water. We're a little low on the water. There's definitely enough soap in there. I added a lot of direct soap on top of the regular soapy water. Let's try that again. Where are we at? Right there, right there. Hey, there we go. Woofle. And good. Ah, it recalibrated. Hold on. Oop. Don't worry. I saw the recalibration. Woofle. There we go. Always look up. Nothing's on fire. That was a successful session. Although I over foam it quite often, which is why I keep a little rag to wipe the soap off. The soap off. Floof. So there is our ThermoWhoofle. Let's see. Are there any cats? Check the cat cam. No cats currently in the cat cam. Hey, and if I find any cool thermal shit, obviously I'll bring that on as well. I need to come up with a slightly better mounting solution for the thermal cam because it is literally held in place with electrical tape. I think I want to get something with a light alligator clamp, like the plasticky alligator clamps, to kind of hold it in place so I can do like a little bit better aiming. Special effects. Wait a minute. That's what I said when I was a porn star. Nothing's on fire. That was a successful session. Let me get the towel. Thank you, Chipmunk. That's nice insight into that. Don't make me talk to Miss J about this. Tell her Scruff Dog said hello. So long as the tape is fireproof, yes, not, yeah, I will not be getting any tape from Boeing anytime soon. Good grief. What a bunch of boneheads. We're just going to start calling them boning. Oh, no, that doesn't sound good either. Bunch of boneheads from Boeing. Let me pull the cat cam up. All right, no cats currently in view. Graham Shaw says, my cat is very happily asleep on the bed. His bed, my bed. Yes, you said that correctly. His bed first, then your bed. Generally speaking, at this point, when Lee starts crying for me to like come hang out with her when I get done whatever I'm doing, I pet her for about 5 seconds, and then a lot of times she'll just grab my hand, put it down on the couch, and then put her head on it and just go to sleep. Right, that was like I sat there, watched a couple movies last night, and for about 2 hours straight, I wasn't able to get up because she just kept sleeping on my hands. So that was fun. She's a poofy girl. With the same non-fireproof tape as the Starliner, says Steven Skull. No, like I said, like, I don't know why they didn't just use 3M Super 88, Super 33, 66. They're all fucking great. I got, what do I got? This is Super 88. I don't know if you'll be able to read that or not. Oh my crap. Look at that focus. You can actually kind of read that. How close can I get? Oh shit. I'm almost against the camera. There you go. Super 88. Wow. That's not bad for like a 5-year-old fucking camera. Yeah, I get that from work. The engineer, and what the fuck? The engineer? Woo! The Amazon engineering department supplies us with tape as we need it. So I brought that one home to get some shit organized in here, and then I will put it back in my Amazon clear book bag, because you have to have clear book bags to carry shit in and out. Is my chair locked back in? Actually, it is not in the locked position right now. For those that don't know what we're talking about, I have like the plastic carpet saver mat for like office chairs. I have it set so that my chair has five fucking legs, rollers on it. If I have a roller faced just forward, just one straight ahead, it will roll off the plastic just enough to lock the chair in place. If I have them like kind of off so that there's two up forward, then that kind of gives me a little more of a loosey-goosey, not having to stay in place feel. So it's kind of nice if I want to always sit in the same spot. I know how to rotate the chair to like different modes to lock it in. Osborne, it is 12:30, well, midnight 36 there. Time for Betty Buys. And thank you. You have a good sleep and a good day tomorrow, Osborne. Super 88 is a great high temperature tape, says Rifleman. I love anything super whatever from 3M. The other, actually, if you go to McCormick's in Hunt Valley, I think they have 66 that they'll give you. You know, if you walk out, they'll actually let you pick colors too, and that's pretty cool. At Amazon, the only color they have is some like off-brand stuff. I think I'll have to see what it is. Maybe it's okay, but their color tape is kind of off-brand when their black tape is. The Super 88. If I missed anybody, I just stepped away from the stream for a few minutes, says Fama. Just Osborne, I believe. I should try a stovetop espresso maker. I have an electric kettle, even though this being the United States, it's 120 volts, it's only 1500 watts, so of course it takes fucking forever to heat it up, which is why generally when I want to start the cycle in the morning, I got to purge my pipes of cold water anyway. I'll turn the hot water on, and any cold water that comes out, I'll put it into I keep a empty plastic jug. I'll fill that up with cold water, and just as it's about to get filled up, the hot water will start coming out, and then I use that water to go top off cat bowls, change cat waters if need be, and then top off the electric kettle. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, I'll use that later. But I'll top off the cat bowls, and then once the hot water's coming out of the tap, then I'll fill the fucking kettle up, because my water comes out at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. What's that? Like 50 degrees Celsius-ish, something like that. But it comes out, it's kind of hot, so once I throw it on the electric kettle, then I run it to 195 degrees, 60 degrees Celsius, thank you. 66 is available in colors for what just happened? Hold on. That was weird. Let me switch cameras here. Let's go find out what happened. That's odd. Let me see if that camera is still even online. I have a little control panel thing. It says it is. Huh, hold on. Let me see what's going on. You alright, buddy? A little warm. Not hot, though. The app crashed. It's pissed off because it's not online. Hold on. Let me turn Wi-Fi on for it. But we've been on long enough that it wants to refresh its license from the fucking Play Store. Christ. Kick back in? Alright, cool. All right, so I guess I'll turn Wi-Fi on during streams so that it can constantly cycle a license refresh kind of thing. That's weird. Chipmunk says Ants Canada cancer attacks. He got bit by a. If you've never seen Ants Canada, he's just like a online YouTuber guy. Does a bunch of shit, sells ant stuff, has a bunch of ant colonies, and it's funny. Like I watched him, and you'd see different scenes and hear different things. Like there's something more to this ant guy who used to live in Canada, but now he lives in Malaysia, and he lives in Malaysia because he's apparently the Malaysian Justin Timberlake. But he also is an ant hobbyist. Apparently, he even wrote a song about ants. I think he's on tour right now as like the Malaysian Justin Timberlake. His name's Mikey. What is it? Mikey Bustos, something like that. Cool guy and all, but just kind of interesting, I guess, the different things you get into as far as hobbies go and shit like that. The bullet ant one, yes, Rob Worrell. He's in Australia, or was in Australia. Where'd my chat go? There's my chat. What's up, chat? Steve escaped. How did Steve get out, Christian? Like, I thought Clive had that shit on lockdown. Jonathan Hughes, we have 240 volt. It's only for clothes dryer or the stove. These are the only outlet receptacles that we have in North American homes. So yeah, 240 dryers, water heaters, HVAC. Not much uses 240. Though I am considering, once I get to the point of renovating the kitchen, I may run 240 up and get a commercial, what in the United States we would consider a commercial water heater or electric water kettle. So I may run a 240 kettle up because everything up there runs on gas, which I love. I like cooking with gas. I love cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. I need an ant farm, says Fama. I actually have purchased ant farm stuff from Ant Shack. Thomas at the Ant Shack. I forget what the website is. Not a sponsor or any of that. I just bought some ant farm stuff from them. I've considered it. I may do it. You know, again, I got other priorities right now, but ants are, I don't know why. Like, Ants Canada, I'm staring at the speaker, like, not you. That's fucking weird. Like, I have no idea where the Ants Canada suggestion came from, and I have no idea why I'm suddenly interested in ants and termites and like stuff like that. But it's kind of relaxing just to watch ants do their thing for 10, 15 minutes. Unless it's like a feeding video, and then you get to watch ants destroy something for 10 or 15 minutes. But it's a cool, chill channel, you know. Randy, 1979, a Vice Admiral Tiger says whale pumps use 240 volts. I did not know that, but that would make sense. You definitely, at that distance generally that distance from the house, it's going to be pretty far away, so you're going to want higher voltage for lower current. 3120 watt max in the UK. Is that a 13 amp breaker? What do you have up there? I know it's a weird, I thought it was like 6.5 and 13 or something like that. Raven Looney says driving ant tractors. If we could make a tractor small enough, I wouldn't be surprised if an ant figured out how to drive it. Ants are pretty fucking intelligent. Chipmunk says, yes, it is 13 amps at 240. Okay. Like, they have like heavy duty, like 26 amp outlets for like commercial use? Or do you guys go right into, what is it, 415 over there? Whereas we do 120, 240, 480. Isn't your next step up 415 or something weird? Main sockets are a 32 amp breaker in the UK, says Graham Shaw. Just find it so fucking interesting how, like, we're all interconnected, at least through data and all that stuff, but we all have different voltages. Yeah, like 120, 110 to 120 here. Japan is like 100, isn't it? Like 80, like something like 95 to 100 volts in some places. And then you got 240, 230, like all this different shit, but we can all still talk to each other. Yeah, and even different frequencies. Oop, bong. I don't know if that's what you meant, Jack Attack, when you said 40, 50, but seeing that makes me think 50 hertz, 60 hertz. We all got different ways of doing it, but we can still all talk to each other like we are doing right now. Isn't that a fairly groovy thing to be able to do? Wow, I am falling behind on cannabis. I'm talking faster. That's how I know that I'm falling behind. Christian says Japan has two systems, a 100 and 200. Okay. I don't get the heated shower thing over there. Oh, amp. Okay, Jack Attack. I see. I don't like. Look. I understand. I just don't understand how there aren't more like shock fucking accidents over there in the UK. Unless there really are, we just don't hear about them. Like I just don't. Like I can't comfortably do an electric heat right there. Like, look, like, just like electric heater right in your shit. That's just odd for taking a shower like that. Roy McLeod says, my power is better than your power. If it's European power, absolutely. I'd be just fine messing with 230. Like, I do it at work all the time. I've gotten shocked up to 480 volts. And I've gotten hit by 480 across. That was B and C. I've gone, one time I went A to ground, so that was 277 volts. Gotten hit by 240, 230, single phase. Like, I just get shocked a lot. Just whatever. In Soviet Russia, you go through current. Yeah, I do kind of go through a lot of current. I haven't gotten shocked in a while. I got zinged when I was putting the outlet in my new bedroom. I got a little zing off of the 120, but that was kind of more of like a whoo, because it's just 120. 220 to 250 volts in the UK, says Andy P. Theirs is currently at 244. Let me see what mine is. Let me check the UPS. I got 117 volts. 117 volts, and we are currently pulling 280 watts between, yeah, all of this. The whole entire computer setup right now is in, or both of them is only 280 watts. That's not bad. That's not bad. Sometimes I don't understand how shit like that can run such low wattage, but then again, when I'm playing KSP, it's like 500, 600 watts. So yeah, we are at 117 volts right now. Not bad. Yeah, shit is much more efficient now. And that's fairly neat. And this setup's only a couple years old, so I guess that helps. I need some more cannabis. Should have made, you know what? I should have lined up a dab. But I didn't. But that's okay. Let me kill this one. I think this one's dead. Yeah. 750. There is a difference. The difference is there are two frequencies. Oh, two frequencies in Japan. Is that like 150 and 160, or is it something else? Toot toot. Fama says, yeah, well, when you have 240 volts, you don't need such huge power supplies. This is also true. If I were doing more, if I had more servers going than I do, I would probably switch over to something commercially. But I'm running a Pi-hole server that's running Pi-hole and Unbound DNS. I had a Minecraft server that's just wasn't really doing anything with it. So that's actually just sitting on the shelf downstairs. That's probably just going to get, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then I have my movie server and my media server, which has currently hosting 36 terabytes in media. And that's just video. That doesn't include, well, I say music. I think I only have maybe 500 gigs in music. But I've been collecting the videos a lot lately. Yay, VPN. Pardon me. Rob says most stuff doesn't mind the 10 hertz difference. Yeah, most stuff nowadays is made for either one. Do I have any power supplies? Oh, come on. Are you serious? No, wait, what we got one. Oh, let's see if my old ass can see what the fuck this says. Sony AC power adapter Type C. Why do I have this one? I don't know. Why do I have Sony that has a Type C? I don't know. Anyway, Sony Type C 5 volts, 100 to 240 volts, 50 or 60 hertz. Output is 5 volts at 3 amps. AV power supply. What the hell do I have Sony? Oh, this is for my Bluetooth speaker. I have, when I switched from Sprint to Verizon, my cell phone carriers, since I ported my phone number over, they sent me this big motherfucking $250 Bluetooth party Fiesta speaker fucking thing. This is the charge brick for that. Like, it was fucking crazy. Like, it just showed up. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I looked at, like, since you ported your number, here's this awesome fucking Bluetooth speaker that's loud as fuck and rechargeable. I'm like, hell fucking yeah. That's what this is for. Okay. But you can charge it off anything. Just takes a little longer. But yeah, I'd say most bricks, especially anything charger-wise, like, it really doesn't care. That should all be 100 to 240, 50, 60. Ooh, hold on. Got a scratch there. All right, that's a little better. Boombox. Yeah, it's basically like a fucking boom. I forget, it's called like the Super Bass thing or Fiesta. Or no, Fiesta, that's the name of the app. Oh, it's really nice. Like, I dig it. I've used it a few times. Don't really have a whole lot of parties. And I don't know, but it's a really nice speaker. Like right now, I'm going to be using it for the shop because it'd be great for the new lab once that's set up. That's probably not going to be till the springtime. But I am working kind of ahead of schedule for getting all this stuff done. So, you know. It's all good. It's all good. Treasure Bloke. Night, I have to make props tomorrow. Well, good night and good luck with your props. I'm guessing theatrical props, not like airplane propellers. Pretty much any non-CRTV can handle 110 to 240, both 50 and 60, says the Redneck Atheist. That seems to be pretty much the standard nowadays, which is nice because it just makes traveling a lot easier. Then you only need to carry a couple depth adapters and you're pretty much good to go. Props for a crime scene, fake evidence. Perhaps. Escape room props. Let's see. Let's tell a work story. Here's a good one. So we had, what was it? It was an XM model, I do believe. An old forklift with 4.3 Vortec. No, actually, this may have been pre-Vortec engine in it. It had a distributor. And that's it was a distributor throttle body, so it was pre-Vortec engine. So 4.3 V6 GM engine, similar to what you'd see in like Camaros or pickup trucks. Probably more likely based on the pickup truck version, as they were slightly torquier. Um, so just one day it stopped running at customer's location. So they sent the tech down there. He took a look at it, said, getting weird signals here and there. So changed like cam and crank sensor seemed okay, but it seemed like the PCM wasn't picking up on them. Messed with it a little bit. Kind of messed with the harness some. Started thinking with this. Started messing with that. Then just could not get it. Just couldn't sort it out. So finally, the decision was, okay, let's just bring it into the shop. We'll let the shop guys look at it. Bring that tech in to look at it with them. This is a pretty good one. We'll just keep messing with it, see what we can come up with. Well, no shit. This thing sat in the shop, I believe it was 3 months of us replacing stuff, trying known good, messing with this, throwing oscilloscopes on it. I didn't personally get to look at it. But everybody, like, it's just people trying all kinds of stuff on this forklift, and they could never get it to consistently fire. Finally, out of nowhere, someone goes, if there's a problem with the Hall effect sensors, get a Gauss meter. As a Gauss meter to measure to measure magnetism, to check the sensors and check, around the sensors or whatever. So they get this magnetometer, is that right? Magnetometer. And it turns out the fucking engine block had somehow become so magnetized that none of the Hall effect sensors would work. Made no sense at all. The entire block was like a big fucking, like a big weak magnet. And that started bringing up questions of, like, where do you park this? Like, do you park this next to, like, I don't know, like a giant fucking, like, HVAC motor or like a big electric industrial motor or something? And no, nothing like that on site. There's, like, HVAC systems in the ceiling, but nothing on the ground. Like, we asked, like, do you send it other places? Never left the site in 20 years. Old ass forklift. Never could figure out what the fuck happened, and it never ran again because the block was so magnetized that nothing worked. Like, you'd get a signal out of the sensors, but it was never quite right. Like, you'd never get a consistent proper signal because it was just fighting. And, like, we have no idea what happened. Christian Harold says aliens, probably, like, but that engine never ran again. They had to get a fresh engine for it. It was the weirdest fucking thing. And we've asked around, we've looked around. Nobody has heard of that. We don't even, like, I don't even remember how they came up with the idea to check with a magnetometer, Gauss meter. Couldn't you degauss it? I guess you could, but I guess they just figured at that point, if you're pulling it out, pulling it all apart, sending it out, then putting it all back together again, it was probably cost just as much to get a reman, like a long block. So no, as far as I know, they never tried to degauss it, but that would be an interesting thing. I don't know, like, where do you do that? Like, how? No, like John Key, no large DC current. Like, we were trying to think of anything. Like, all the power in the building was all hung up, like, all way up there. All the HVAC, like, there was, like, big breaker panels around in the area, but, like, even the forklift was never even really near them. It mostly stayed out in a garage. Like, nothing was around. But yeah, like, where do you go? Like, I know you don't go, like, to Walmart and go to, like, the degaussing department to, schedule an appointment. Like, where would you do that? Degaussing coils from a scrap to, like, would something like, do you think that would work on a block? I guess I just don't really know a whole lot about the process of degaussing something. A U.S. Navy shipyard, says John Key. I've heard they have some interesting magnets in the Navy. And the U.S. Naval Academy and shipyards are right the fuck around here. We got the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. That's 45 minutes away. And then we got like the big major shipyards and shit down in D.C. We have Fort Detrick out near Frederick. So they're mostly chemical stuff, though, and bio. Who knows what the fuck's going on out there. I think they're trying to create Bigfoot. It's weird out there. I don't think quite as bad as fucking Death Island, Carol Island, where they did all the war experiments and fucking chemical warfare shit on an island that regularly rinses itself off with flooding. This is where they're going to do all the chemical testing, like brav fucking vo. I think a lightning strike is mostly likely. Large degaussing tools. I'm going to check with them. I'm going to see what they ever did with that. If they just sent it back to the manufacturer or if they did something different with that block. I don't imagine it would be there now. That was 3 or 4, maybe 4 years ago. Scruff Dog, tell Manaus the magnet block story. He's studied deep magnetics. Okay, I can talk to Mr. Mouse. Oh, yeah, and I guess side note for everyone that's still here, me and Mouse have lightly discussed the possibility of having him like try to do like the feature that's in YouTube where you can do like a dual stream, like bring another YouTuber over. We've talked about the possibility of maybe doing that at some point, so I guess we'll let you know. Maybe experiment with that feature. Is there a DC welder nearby? No, they're I don't know that there was any welding done on that site. It was mostly concrete stuff. If I'm not mistaken. See, it wasn't a regular customer of mine, but I talked to the tech about it a few different times. That's one of them stories that comes up when people are like, "What the fuck?" And I've got another "what the fuck" story that I'll tell like another time. We'll say I got another really weird story that I personally experienced last year that we can talk about at some point. I don't want to shoot our load all in one fucking stream, huh? No pun intended. Ha ha. Or from a homemade large loop of wire, a Variac, and luck. Well, I just got that new power Variac. That's over there on the floor. The only reason I haven't moved it is because it's just heavy. Can you give us a keyword for the other story so we can remind you? It is on my list right there. It is the third one down. And it is called humidity spark plugs. That is your clue. A clue. Humidity spark plugs. I got one of my stories, I'll tell you. Maybe we'll get to that later. One of my stories I kind of use in a review at work too. Clive's degalloser seems to be a bit small for a block. What about the Electro Boom's fucking death magic wand thing? Do you think that would have any degaussing properties? That high voltage wand that's like a walking EMP blast? Christian seems to think that's a story about Kevin. Perhaps. Doom the Pulse. Garwood user had a lightning strike magnetize a metal door. Is that like at a business or a house? That is interesting. Degaussing out the airport. Do they do that? Is that a thing for planes? The Navy research down near National Harbor, says John Key. I think that's actually one of our accounts at work. Like, I could probably just be like, yeah, I'm here to work on something. We're an approved vendor. Where are you going? I don't know, fucking, and at the point you just pick a number. Building 305. Some places, like, you'd be surprised the security at some of these military bases is just like, here's my ID, where are you going? Pick a random number, building blah, blah, blah. Or like, you know, if you actually know where you're going. And it's like, yeah, just go that way, and that way. I'm like, okay. And then you go to some places and it's weird. Scrolling down. Electron box. Nile Red appeared to have purchased a magnetizing unit for neodymium magnets. Where did I see a video where someone demagnetized a neodymium and then remagnetize it? I feel like I watched something like that recently. And it may have been with a an inductive unit. I need a big AC magnetic field. I mean, if I really want to get stupid with it, I have solid 4 gauge ground, I guess you wouldn't call it ground cable if it's solid core, but like big ground shit for when I had to run grounding for the house when I upgraded to a 400 amp panel. I have 2 6-foot grounding rods that are also 6 feet apart, connected with solid 4 gauge wire going to my breaker box. But, oh, that's it. Neodymium magnet. Easily demagnetized with heat, says John Key. That's what it was. I watched a video where they demagnetized a neodymium magnet with heat, and then they used a inductive magnetizer, like something plugged in, and they remagnetized it. And the guy said it felt like it was stronger than it was previously. So like maybe they just refreshed the hell out of it or something. I forget who that was. I've been watching some oddball videos lately. I've been getting some weird recommendations. But so far they've all been pretty good. So like just kind of roll with it. Do I work in the military? Mr. A. Cake says, I have clearance at Andrews Air Force Base, Fort Meade. I have Department of Defense clearance. I have Deference of Homeland Security. I have a TWIC card, which lets me into secure maritime locations. I have an Amazon card. I have a McCormick Spice card. I have a card that gets me into DC Convention Center. I don't know, man. I have lots of different clearances. I just collect them as you go. Can you show me the aliens at the Pentagon? No, but I might be able to show you some weird fucking shit at the Smithsonian. Like the Smithsonian warehouses where they actually store the real shit, not like the fake shit. Like a lot of the shit you see at the Smithsonian Museum is like the reproduction of the real thing they have at the warehouses that I used to work at. But I imagine I could roll right back up, talk to Mr. Anderson, but talk to Mr. Anderson and get back in there. Like some really cool shit at the Smithsonian. That was fun. That's another thing. I'm going to try and do like little snippets of videos of cool places I go that I'm allowed to, obviously. And that probably won't necessarily include military bases, because there's also been some places I've been to where I can't talk about what I did, but it was cool. So yeah, you get a lot of different clearances. Bring it to the Curie point and let it cool in a strong field, says Garbled User. The Curie point is that where the point where it loses its magnetism, or is that like the point where the molecules are able to be aligned? I'm not real sure on that one. John Key says yes. Okay. I guess you mean when I just said that. Amazon card, never mind the CIA card. Rob is sharing the different discords that are related to Clive and, well, yeah, Clive. Rob is also an admin on the Big Clive Discord. Yes, on both of those. Okay, cool. Thank you. I like learning. I'm one of those people, like, I strongly believe I need to learn something every day. I think that's also a reason why I watch so many different YouTube videos, because eventually you get to something that is cool and you learn something every day. Because if you don't learn something every day, just like a muscle, your brain's going to get weak. Keep learning. That's why I'm also part of Brilliant.org. Yeah. Like I am, but not a sponsor. But no, I do. You actually do go on Brilliant.org as well. And I did use a coupon code from somebody I watch. Anyway. 1,390 degrees Fahrenheit is the Curie point of steel or iron. Okay. That is interesting. I'm not like trying to be an insane clown policy about it like Shaggy 2 Dope. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck do magnets work? Like, I get it. He gets made fun of for that shit, but I get it because honestly, they don't really know how magnets work. So, but I don't really understand why you'd put that in a song. And I am a juggalo. Like, I straight up have a platinum fucking Hatchet Man chain and everything. I know. I don't know. Like, I'm down with the clown, but I don't really understand some of their shit. Feed your brain, not rot it, says Neil Gower. Yes. Never, like, don't, even though on a day that you're not feeling great, just try to learn something or relearn something. Like, no shit, every once in a while, like, I will watch Clive's Basics, like that 101 video that gets recommended a lot, where he's like, oh, and this is a resistor. Like, sometimes you just gotta go back to the basics. Not that you're necessarily going to learn something new, but maybe it'll remind you of something that kind of drifted back that you could use. Just saying. John Key installed a magnetometer at the Naval Research Center. Is that station or center? Facility? I forget what they call it. That's cool. I've only been in there, I think, twice in the past 15 years. And those were a pretty long time ago. I think the last time I was even in that general area, I was at the DC water treatment plant by the stadium. Probably, yeah, I was working on a pressure washer. That was 3 or 4 years ago. TCP/IP. There you go. We got you garbled. We got you covered. The magnetic theory is understood. Okay. Are they getting a better understanding of it? Like, don't mind me. I don't always follow all the news. I try my best. Brian needs to get more of those unique wooden puzzles. Yes. Why are they green? Asked Mr. A Cake. They are, if you're referring to those that are speaking, they have joined the Scruff Dog channel. They are part of the Gaggle of Goofballs, which is the channel membership thing. Which will get you, will get you exclusive membership offers, early access to videos, exclusive videos, a lot of shit from work. Like, as I'm working, just doing quick videos and stuff and things, and I'll have a demonstration video next week. Enough of that. Sorry. Oh, and I'll start doing credits. Like, obviously tonight I'm not necessarily have it, but I'm gonna, I guess, like at the end of my streams and, you know, here and there, I guess, as it works out, and the end of my videos, I'll have, like, you know, the special thanks thing to everybody, unless someone specifically says not to. Like, I'll just put them in the special thanks thing, like most I guess YouTubers do, because, like, that's cool. I have no idea why you people would want to pay me money, but I fucking appreciate it. Not gonna complain, but let's see where this goes. play too many cooks in the credits. That's not bad. That's as we get enough. Yes, as once I get the screen filled, that may be a possibility. If we can get a, I'll have to tweak it for some non-copyright BS. Although I will say I can't, like one, I'd say once, assuming like I didn't figure I'd ever get to 500, much less 200. But assuming I ever get to 1,000, I don't know that I would really need to turn on ads. I don't know unless the channel needs more projects, because like it's not, this is in no way, shape, or form anything a dig on anybody or a flex or any bullshit like that. It's just me saying that I'm not dependent on YouTube money. I know some people are, like, I believe Clive is fairly dependent on YouTube and like Patreon money. I don't know how dependent, but I'm sure it is very useful in his life. And I know other people, you know, they are professional YouTubers, but I'm not, like, I don't need that. I really like my job. And it would take a long time for YouTube to surpass that money-making opportunity. So I don't know that I'll ever need ads. I'll probably just run with just fan support. I don't know. If I decide I want to run ads, I guess how like Clive does different ads to try and get his streams out there more, I can't see me doing anything more than a banner just to make YouTube happy, but I don't want to do interruptions, I guess. I mean, that's something that we can all discuss as well, because if I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for us, just to hang out, chill, have a good time. Thank you, Mr. A Cake. Mark, mark. Appreciate the quacker. I just clicked that thing. I guess that's how you can mark that you, there's like a heart thing there. I'm going to click that. Redneck Atheist says it would be nice for the channel to pay for itself. Yeah, like, I don't, that would be cool. Like, if it was just self-sustaining enough, like, I don't need big ads. I don't need commercial breaks and all that shit. I think, like I said, I can't see it being any more than a banner, because I do well for myself. I'm not trying to sound like a fucking dick or anything like that. I'm just cool. Like, everything's good. Neil Gower has joined. Ow. Oh, yeah, I just had a weird twinge in my ankle. I think I'm dehydrated. Neil Gower has joined the Gaggle of Goofballs. Welcome. Ow. Request donations for cat treats, says Chippy. We could do that. I just bought some though, so we're good for now. I get the, oh no, I was disappointed because Ronnie is like a little fucking crackhead. Let me move this up a little bit. Ronnie is like a little fucking crackhead for the shrimpy shrimp flavored Temptations. It's like a pink and white bag. I go there and there is none of them. It's like every flavor but the shrimpy shrimp. So I had to get these, like, no shit, I believe it's called the salmony salmon flavor, and we'll see how they do. That was in the bag. That's in the bag up there. That they get the bag treats like, excuse me, every couple days because they're a little richer, I think, than the regular ones. And wow, what do we got here? Raven Looney with a 10-pound donation. Thank you. Compensation for the ad revenue I'm denying you with my blockers. Hey, you know what? I appreciate it, but I'm running all the same shit. So it's fun. I love when I go on my cell phone and every news article I click, they're like, you're running an ad blocker or you're behind a VPN. I'm like, you know, what's your fucking problem? And then I love how you can click the, oh, I disabled my shit button, and it just takes you to the article anyway. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Raven. It's always appreciated. And this money, I guess, that we're getting tonight, I don't know exactly how it works, but it kind of reads like the first $10 goes to like sign up fees and shit. And then from there, I think after taxes and all that shit, I'll probably get 50 to 60%. They say 70, but there's still like fees and stuff. But anything I'm getting right now, most of it will be put towards the next model, Lego model, which is going to be a Lego forklift If I'm not mistaken, I think it's around 1,600 pieces. And if I'm going to build Legos and they got a big ass Lego forklift, then like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, we're going to rock some Lego forklift in this bitch. And then I'm going to have to figure out what it's carrying around. Like, I may have it carry cattle, like my little Minecraft mushroom or something. Cat treats. Okay, Chipmunk wants cat treats. Well, no, I mean, we're definitely stock up on cat treats. You can almost see them in the cat cam. They're over next to I also bought Fancy Feast tonight. Wet dry food. Wet canned food. I also bought them Fancy Feast, like a 12-pack. I'm actually going to give them that just after the stream. I'm going to sit down with them. Like, I spend some time with them because I know, like, they're waiting for me. So I'm going to sit down with them for a little while, get some Fancy Feast, and we'll just hang out for a little while. 90 cents a can, says John Key. That's about right with the pack deals. They like a lot of pâtés and a lot of seafoody stuff. They're not real big on chicken. Beef flavored stuff, they usually eat the gravy and leave the meat. They really seem to dig shrimpy stuff, like the shrimp crack treats and like seafoody stuff. Like, I made myself tuna helper the other week, and as I opened that can up, like, I opened it really slow, just so you couldn't hear the can. And it was still like 5 seconds later. Meow, 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 meow. They were all there. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. So I did, obviously, I had to give them a little bit of tuna. So they all got a little bit of. Ooh. Wow, I just pieced out the woofle cam. Wow, I think I am dehydrated. Hold on a sec. I'm kinking up. Ooh, it's trying. It's trying to fucking Charlie horse. Ooh. Shit. I forget what I was talking about. That just bound up cat treats. Ow. Oh, tuna, right. Whew. Chicken of the sea. Actually, I get, was it Star-Kissed Chicken of the Sea? Blang. Hold on. That's where I'm going to have to drink a lot of water. Graham Shaw, right. I have to go to bed. I am up at 6 a.m. in 4.5 hours. Good night, everyone. Thank you, and thank you for stopping by. Go grab that superpower nap. I sleep about 3.5, 4 hours a night now, and then I sleep about 2 or 3 hours during the day. So where you're at sounds just about right for me if I were about to go to bed. So have a groovy evening, but yeah, like they came rolling in for that tuna, and then every time I warmed up the leftover tuna helper, they'd come rolling in, but I can't give them that because that had like some spicy, some seasoning, and then it's got like preservatives and salt and shit in it. The stuff I get, the cans of tuna I get are like low sodium, so they're not bad for cats, but you should only really give them like a little bit, because it can be a little rich for their tummy tum-tums, especially if they're not used to it. Leon Pijpers. Hi and good night, everyone. Well, hi and good night, Leon. Does anybody watch Leon the Lobster? What is that? Brady Brandywood, I believe is the channel name. But Leon the Lobster, you should, if you haven't seen Leon the Lobster, that's a really good, like, chill series of videos to watch. It's about a dude that saved a lobster from a grocery store, and he's had him for like over a year. And the lobster has like its own personality. You know, he's got like little like tiny crabbies living in there. It's good. It's a good channel. You should check out if you haven't. Leon slept through Clive live. That will happen. I have slept through Clive live. I've sat down, settled in, kicked back, pulled the thing out in the chair, gone to watch, and then like woke up 2 hours later to like fucking like Cutting Edge Australia or something. Like, what the fuck am I? Oh. Clive does, as many people have said, Clive does have a voice that can kind of put you to sleep if you're not paying attention to what's going on. Like, apparently I have something similar I'm gathering from y'all. If you are tired, Clive's voice will finish you, says Rob. Yes. Glad I missed the Trump hat, says Leon. Yeah, that's, I don't, okay. Okay. I get it as the gag thing, but at least Trump will never see that $4. So at least there's the fact that we are giving money to China in the name of Trump, and he will never see a penny for it. Which at this point he's going to need every fucking penny he can get, because it sounds like after New York dissolved all his businesses, that was just phase one. Apparently, one of the next phases is figuring out how much money he owes. And if I'm not mistaken, the last recommendation or ask was like $250 million that the state of New York was considered fining him for fraud and all this shit. So, you better sell some fucking hats. Dumb fuck. Christian Herald has 196 terabytes of content. Too much internet content is coming in. That is a lot of content. I think that rivals even Harry's content. Harry the Archivist. The megahertz of Clive's voice is sleep-inducing, says Fama. Yes. Yes, it is. Clive finds it funny that it was made in China. Yeah, I get it. It does kind of, when you first see it, when you see him wearing it, you're like, whoa, what's up, dude? But yeah, I get the joke. That's fine. Like I said, as long as Trump isn't actually getting a penny for it, then that's acceptable. I do think he should woofle the, we're coming up on a VertoWhoofle. I do think he should woofle the shit out of the hat. Like, get a little pin and just pin it to the top and just woof, woof. Even if he covers it in fireproofing, he can just soot the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Like, some sort of desecration should definitely be performed on that fucking hat. And if he likes camo hats that much, like, I'll just send him another fucking hat like I sent him the work shirts. Like, I'm slowly trying to collect hydrogen fuel cell parts, like as they throw stuff away, but it's been pretty slim pickings because apparently there's a lot of warranty parts that are getting sent back. But as I collect stuff for Clive to send out, I'll probably, I guess, send him some less douchebaggy American hats. I mean, my work has camo hats, so I mean, I can get him one of them. Something. Trump is going to be wearing a cardboard box soon. Hopefully he'll be wearing an orange jumpsuit soon. And I'm sure they'll have put a little butt flap in the back just so that there's easy access for that, so that people can show them what they really think of him. Mr. Earcake says Trump is going down. And that is probably a true statement in more than one way very shortly. Camo hats in a warehouse. We have what we call the money room at the branch, and that's from like way back in the day, because that's where they stored all the cool hats and the shirts and shit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they still have that stuff in there. They actually just called and ordered a new zip-up gray 2XL sweatshirt. I only have black and dark blue zip-up sweatshirts, so now I'll have a dark gray work sweatshirt. I don't do pullover sweatshirts. I can't regulate temperature very well in them, so I only do zip-ups. Just throwing that out there. Send Trump to Clive for a teardown video. Yeah, that's fine. Needs to take a shit in it and then send it to Trump, says Chipmunk. Can we facilitate that? Maybe I'll start taking donations for the shipping right now. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know how Trump. I'm kind of hoping maybe once Glitch McConnell just finally blue screens, maybe Trump will like take the hint and fucking maybe the shock of having to actual face some actual consequences will be enough for his heart to just fucking fail and just be done with that douche nozzle. Trevor says, don't get your hopes up. If you're loaded, it's not as easy to put you behind bars. John Key likes kangaroo pockets. I do dig, like every once in a while, if I need to throw on like I do have a couple, sorry, I do have a couple non-zip hoodies. Like I actually keep one hanging on the outside of the office door as a sound deterrent for the door. I do like having that big pocket, bang, right there. Have it, going all the way through as opposed to the zip up with it being separated. My motorcycle jacket, I have a, is that Cortec? Cortec? C-O-R-T-E-C-H, Cortec? Does that sound right? Cortec riding jacket that has the marsupial pouch in the back. So you can store like you can fit almost, like I fit a 2-liter bottle in that bitch and almost zipped it up and you could hardly tell it was back there. But that riding jacket's nice because it's got that big ass pocket in the back. Is it just me, or does Mitch McConnell look like Benny Hill? He kind of looks like someone deflated Benny Hill. Yes, I could see that. He's got them fucking saddlebags hanging. Glitch McConnell does. Holy shit. And like, remember, we've only seen him fucking glitch out twice, and his handlers were very calm and casual, so you know that shit's happening behind the scenes on the reg. Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex is a good material. I have a U.S. military surplus. What generation is it? Shit, I forget what generation Gore-Tex jacket it is. But it's a pretty nice one. It's got tons of pockets. It's got the zip up, the open pockets. I got the liner for it. You've seen it on some of my old streams. I've worn it like in fall hikes. Really nice Gore-Tex jacket. I actually have to retreat it. Yes, Google says Cortec riding jacket is a thing. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Cortec. It's red, black, and white. One of these days I may have a motorcycle that I can actually ride because my current one is not very healthy right now. It needs all the fuel hoses replaced. Brake hoses should be fine. Those are all stainless steel braided over Teflon brake lines. But I know all the fuel lines need to get sorted out. What bike do I have? I have a 1995 Honda CBR 600 F3 Super Sport. It has a, sorry, I thought I saw a spider. It has a 2001 F4 digital gauge set on it. The tack is still analog. Everything else is digital. That is connected to the bike using a 1996 Dodge Caravan body harness, 22-pin body harness connector that I found at a junkyard to tie into the bike. It's driven by a speedo healer, and I also have a gear indicator. Calculate your gear indications on there. And I used to get the mileage correct on the new dashboard because my bike has 36,000 miles on it. The dashboard had 14,000 miles on it. So I didn't have to go through all the bullshit of an amended title. I took a signal generator, just a sound generator, tone generator off a laptop, ran a 20-foot extension cord from the output jack of my laptop out to the tack input of the dashboard and let that bitch run for 2 weeks at like 250 miles an hour until it got up to match exactly my bike mileage, and then I installed that motherfucker. But that was some funny ass shit. Like my guy I lived with, which hold on to yourself now, Christian. I used to live with someone named Kevin, but not your Kevin. But Kevin looks out the window and he goes, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" And I explained what I just did to him. He looks at me and is like, "Jesus, you're a fucking nerd." I'm like, "Yes, thank you." it fucking worked, and that dash is still rocking and rolling right now. Garbled users fly fishing waders are Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex is it Gore-Tex? Gore-Tex. There is a difference there, right? Gore-Tex needs washing, not treating. Okay. Gore-Tex. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's fine. My jacket needs something. Like, I did a light wash on it, and I bought it 7 years ago. So it definitely absorbs water in a lot of places. But I got the same treatment shit that the U.S. military uses to retreat the jackets. I just haven't gotten around to retreating them yet because I haven't really been hiking a whole lot. And the times I have been hiking have been for stream, and I ain't trying to do that shit in the rain right now. You know what I mean? But we may be having a nice, we may do a hammock stream, like a hike stream. Go out to a hammock like in the fall. Those are nice. I'll get the work gimbal. They have a DJI, was it an Osmo 3 gimbal, like cell phone gimbal? So I call it that way we don't get the seizure cam as you're walking. Like it helps with that. Tell us about my hooker. I have a set of hookers, as a matter of fact. Those would be my hooker headers, my ceramic coat long tube hooker headers on my 95 Suburban with a small block 350 in it that currently has a blown rear steel brake line. So I message as I do about once a month, I message my manager and go, hey, taking the van out for stream, going shopping, whatever, because I only drive this thing once a month. Like, I kind of don't feel like fixing it. And I'll get there. It's not hot anymore. So, I mean, I'll fix it. But, like, if I just need to run to the store or run out to do a live stream, I'm fine, personally. Fine taking the work van. I mean, it's a giant orange rolling cone. It's not like they can't miss me. I lived with a guy. Yes, when I had nowhere to go, I lived with my buddy Kevin, and then Mikey moved in. He lived in the living room, and then his like girlfriend, fiance, kind of lived with us too, like Mikey's. And then he moved out, and then Kevin's complication female moved in with them, and that's when it was time for me to get the fuck out because she was a fucking junkie, and she had started fucking with my stuff, so it was time to get out, and that's when I got my first apartment and stuff like that. And did I miss a woofle? Y'all need to do the fire thing to remind me for the woofle at the 30s. Let's do a ThermoWhoofle. Let's put that over there. Quick thermo. I think we got enough to do another one. Need to find more cool stuff to do with the thermal cam than just the ThermoWhoofles. Once we get into, hopefully maybe we can do some like thermal in that. The last one was thermal. We'll just do another thermal. That's right, the last one was a thermal one, wasn't it? Ooh. Well, we'll just do another thermal. Here. Plastic did not like that. That's starting to take all kinds of a funny shape to it. All right. Do that. Are there any cats out there? Nope, no cats on CatCam right now. Sorry about that. I'm trying to pay attention to the time. I know they kind of get less impressive, I guess, if time goes on through the stream, or less important, but I do like playing with my woofles. Look up. Just a soot mark. Yay for fireproofing. Like, you can make that shit with just like the boric acid and the borax and water and such. Or like you can buy a bottle for like $40 or something. Like, it's really fucking expensive. The shit you get off of like Amazon or such. Interesting. Apparently 1% of my audience is female, but they have 7.3% of the view time. Yes. So I was saying earlier, like the analytics you get are definitely weird. Like the last video, I thought it was like they tell you how many people started your stream from a notification. That's weird because I'm like 18 people clicked on a notification. Like, I'm still getting used to the fact that like you people want to watch me. I mean, that's cool. Like, we all hang out, but I guess I'll get used to that as we go. But I did find it an interesting statistic that YouTube says, yes, 18 people like clicked on your notification on their phone. Like, that's just odd to me, I guess. I'm almost out of tea, but I got water over there. Definitely need to keep drinking. I haven't gotten that crampy in a while. I think I said I've been drinking a lot of coffee today. Probably sounds like I have been too. What is the time? Why don't we go until 9:05? So about 22 more minutes. That'll... Wait, wasn't I saying... Oh, that's right. We're not start. No, actually, we'll do 17 minutes. We'll just end at 9 o'clock. I forgot I didn't start at 05. I started at 33-ish. I don't know. Did you know for a kind of a short time, you couldn't really pick custom times for a start time on your stream? Like, you had to do it by a 15. Like, you couldn't pick 05s or like how I'm doing like 5:33. That was kind of odd. I didn't appreciate that for a little while. But yeah, we'll do another about 17 minutes. And then we'll end on our final toast of the evening. I gotta charge all these lights and shit up. I'm surprised that that one is still lit. Actually, I haven't charged the skull in a while either. The little dinosaur dude I found at Home Depot for it was on clearance for $8, and it's got a lithium ion rechargeable. Like, I saw that and I went, well, shit. I mean, that would probably be worth it just for the battery and the system in it. But then, like, he's a cool little dude for fucking $8. And then they had like other little figures and things there, but like, I was cool with the dinosaur. And he's one of those like the bop ones. I think I've shown this before, but like, just gotta, it's really sensitive. It's supposed to go through each color, but it skips a lot. I think the battery's going dead too. I think that's why it's not able to get to the multicolor, because the battery's, it's dying when it gets to blue. We'll just leave it on red. Or green. I'll plug. Let's, there we go. Guess I'll charge that this evening. Attach the mic so every clang triggers a... Oh, God. I don't know how I would... I mean, I guess I could actually figure out what if... I guess that's a microphone that would be using, as opposed to like a shaky thing. Hello, Star. That dino is so cute. They are cool. I imagine Amazon may have them, or if you're in the US, Home Depot has them when their lighting department. Not a sponsor, just... Oh, and it's interesting when you walk into Home Depot and they have like networking shit now. It's like, okay. Like, they sell like modems and stuff now. Like, that's interesting, I guess. Not a sponsor yet. Yeah, well, I'm not really looking for sponsors per se. Currently sponsored by my wallet. 10 years old and still holds shit. All right. Well, I guess, no, actually, no, kind of sponsored by you guys now, too. Part of the Gaggle of Goofballs and everyone that's donated. So, I guess it's not, that's kind of a sponsor. I don't know. Is that? Sponsored by y'all. How's that? What is behind the glass cabinet? Yeah, that's, I keep that one closed. Like that shelf, that has like, it's got like a bunch of watch batteries, like the 2032s for this. Because whenever the hooks at work fail, they have 2032s in them for Bluetooth communication. When the hooks fail, I just take the batteries out of them because, you know, you need a little bit of power for these badges. So there's a pile of them in there. There's like double-sided tape up there. Like that's kind of like the utility side. And then that side just has like the lights. There's a Rick Sanchez thing up there. That box right there is Zoe, the first pet cat that was ever like mine. She was a she is a snowshoe Siamese. She passed away, how many years? About 6 years ago. I'm sorry, about 7 years ago. Her large intestines just stopped doing stuff and were just constantly backed up. So she had to be put to sleep. That was not a good time for me. I did not handle that well. That was the first time I had to make a decision to put down an animal. So that was a bummer, but she's here and she's hanging out with us. So she's cool. But yeah, that's actually a star. That's the multicolored star that's behind there. So yeah, that's kind of utility and just mouse pewter badges and stuff. Garbled user, welcome to the, yes. Well, thank you, Garbled user, for joining the Gaggle of Goofballs. Welcome. There's a lot of green in here. That's odd, but thank you, everyone. Chipmunk still misses their first kitty. 34 years ago now. Garble user, gastroparesis is pretty shitty. Haha. Yeah. Lots of pun intended. Yeah, that was weird. But you know, I guess we all gotta go through our firsts at some point, even if we're an adult. MLX says every neurodivergent child has a dinosaurs phase. No? Maybe adults too. Maybe. Like actually I have up one, hold on. Let me switch. I don't know if you can see it. Admission control. Hold on. Not really, but I'll kind of at some point when I do the office tour up here, that's a cat hammock that's inside the office that has some plushies in it. And there is a brontosaurus in there named Willis hanging out. So Willis has been he's been hanging out here in this house for 11 years. So yeah, no, I don't think I ever stopped the dinosaur phase. Being a neurodivergent child, yes, I still, dinosaurs are cool. Flashy things. Yeah, there's flashy things, and he's got another shop. I forget what the other, where is it? I have the link here. Tindy? Not Timu, not Tyndall. Tindy? Here's the other ones there, Rob, if you want to have both at your availability. And yeah, like, you can't copy a lot of these links. YouTube is crunching them up, so you actually got to click them. That's kind of weird. All right, we have 10 minutes left of this. 9 minutes left of this stream. Doing pretty good. Still 96-ish people here. Thanks for hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. I appreciate that we have a lot of Gaggle we have a lot of goofballs here. Like, that's insane. Definitely appreciate it. You're supposed to have access to some emojis too. I put some in there. I have no idea. Like, I think if you do like, what is it? Fucking colon, like all you do colon and then you bring up your emojis. If you do colon and then type scruff, like Christian found one. There's 4 of them I'm allowed to have, and I think the more members you get, the more you can. There you go. So there's a little forklift one. There's me, thermal. That's Lee Scratch Perry's eye, and then my logo. And yes, we're all goofballs. Sorry. I am definitely getting a little dry here. We're still burning up dead dinos, says, that's a great name, I'm telling you. Randy, 1979 Vice Admiral Tiger. I named my old 97 Chevy K2500 HD 6.5 diesel pickup truck. 97 Chevy pickup. Was named Admiral Wolverine Lightning Bolt from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. The bike that I described to you, my 95 bike, that is named Captain Murphy out of from C Lab 2021, the goofball version that was on Adult Swim. My Suburban is just the Burb. But yeah, I do name vehicles. I am that kind of person, I guess. I don't necessarily assign a sex to the vehicles, but him and she and stuff like that just kind of comes out as it comes out. Drink more Rabina. What is Rabina? I do not know that. Colon. Yeah, not like your butt. There, Mr. A Cake. Like, don't play with your colon. I mean if that's what you're into, by all means play with your colon. Good Scream Struff, says Lori. I don't think you were here. So you told me a couple streams ago about pulling cotton through the springs on my microphone. I explained this a little earlier, but since you're here and since you were the inspiration for the idea, I thought a little bit about it, and I didn't want to necessarily have fibers going through the springs. Like, I'm tapping the springs right now. Because, let me switch to the Woofle cam. I took your idea and I went a step further, and I grabbed acoustic foam and I stuck it in the frame of the microphone. Right there and down in there. Well, that one's kind of popping out. And that has knocked out a shitload. Oh, you've been here? Okay, my bad. But that has knocked out a ton of the noise. Sorry. Not trying to throw out repeat information. But yeah, no, like, that's an awesome idea. So thank you for that. Been a lurkin'. That is cool. See here, 5 minutes left. What do I have? Let's see. So you already talked about having a third set of eyes in the house. Oh yeah. I got to go out and buy a new sump pump this week. Like a couple weeks ago, right after the stream, I decided I wanted to do some laundry. So I went downstairs to do said laundry. And I looked, just for no reason, just happened to look over at the sump pump. And I have a basement watchdog, it's called. I know Home Depot and Lowe's sell it. We may run over a little bit, that's fine. But it's a full system that comes with an AC, plug into the wall pump. But it also integrates that with a backup DC pump that runs off a 12-volt battery, has a built-in charger and a control panel on it with different status lights, possible failures, like if the battery fails, charger fails, it feels like the pump fails, switch, like it can detect all kinds of shit and it makes noise well, I took the beeper out of it because the system is old and it didn't really agree with the battery that was in there. So it would throw battery error codes all the time, even though the battery was good. So I disabled the beeper, but I happened to look down. All the red lights were on. I went, whoa, what's going on here? And then I looked down, and the water was about 2 inches from the top of my sump. Like it normally drains a foot at most. What had happened was the system was 11 years old. I got it right when I bought the house, and the main AC pump is a cast iron pump, and looked into it, and the life expectancy of any cast iron sump pump in most houses is about 10 years. And I have hard water, the drinking water and the groundwater is both hard water. So I had a cast iron pump last 11 years, and it seized up. And I put an amp clamp on it, and it steady draws 6.7 amps at 120 volts, but it occasionally spikes for no reason up to like 30, and then the breaker pops, in a quick spike, and it's seized up pretty bad. But luckily the backup pump was still running, but it's the AC pump spiked, took out the breaker, and then the battery backup pump couldn't charge the fucking battery anymore. So by the time I found it, it had done its last gasping breath, and the 12-volt battery was at 6.5 volts. So if I had waited like another hour or two, I probably would have flooded out the fucking basement. Like, holy shit. So when I buy this new system, you know what I'm going to run next to the current outlet? A brand new motherfucking breaker outlet, and I'm going to plug the DC pump, because I'm going to get a brand new Bulldog basement watchdog system, because they're nice. Like, it's fucking saved me. Like, that pump runs every hour. I am at 16 feet elevation on a peninsula. That pump constantly runs, and it has constantly ran for 11 years. So I'm going to buy the exact same one. Slightly, it's a newer version. But I'm going to run one dedicated breaker to the AC side and one dedicated breaker to the DC side, because I ain't having that shit happen again. Like, that was, Chipmunk, that was really fucking close. And I'm also going to leave the beeper on it, because at this point, I'll just be buying a brand new battery with it, which is annoying that when you're spending fucking $450 on a sump pump system, it doesn't even come with the goddamn battery. But I will buy the correct battery for it, as opposed to the forklift battery that is in there right now, which works fine, but it's looking for a more specific internal resistance, I guess. However, they can tell that it's not the correct battery, but I am going to get the right one. I don't need sump donations. We're good. I've got that budgeted out, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, I do actually have to do that next week. And I think I need to, I don't know if I have another electrical box or not, but I definitely have available breakers, because that'll be run over to the secondary 200 amp breaker box that is daisy chained to the 400 amp main breaker box. The 200 amp one is backfed to the garage, where I use the generator in the garage to backfeed that panel to run the refrigerator, the air conditioning, the living room TV. Like, no shit, if I'm going to be out of power, I want to be able to watch some fucking TV. Networks on UPS system. Just fucking running my mouth. Woo! D Wood says, do you ever go to Dundalk? I work in Dundalk. I work at Eastern off of Wise Avenue, Eastern Lift Truck, which is common knowledge. I ain't worried about spewing it out on here. No, I work in Dundalk. Been working there 15 years, and I work down at Trade Point Atlantic at the Amazon warehouse 3 or 4 days a week. So yeah, I am familiar with Dundalk, the land of the 86 Camaro. That's, as far as I can tell, every 86 Camaro that is still around has slowly migrated to Dundalk or Essex, where I am at. Would it have flooded my breakers? Asked Mr. Eggcake. My breaker box is the bottom of the 400 amp breaker is about 40 inches off the ground. So it would have taken a while to get there. But I do have some outlets. My lowest outlet is 17 inches down there. So it would have been a while. I mean, I caught just an extension cord or two on the ground. But the main house would have been okay for a while, but nobody wants to deal with that shit. Scratching the nose. All right, 9 o'clock. Let's do... I need a Leon says, I need a sump pump with a wire and a switch and a ball inside. Yeah, the ones I have downstairs are floats. They're like just straight reed switches. And I've never had to clean them in 11 years. So I think they're coated with, or they're made of, what is that, thermoplastic? Is that the shit they make some of the sump pump with? And I think they have like anti-germ fungal something on them to keep shit from growing on them. So right now I'm running just a DC pump with I have a heavy duty battery charger hooked up to it. And the AC pump's just unplugged. And it's doing fine, but I gotta get the full system going. But yeah, let's do our 9 o'clock toast. See, D-Wood knows what's up. IROX Eland, you fucking know it. You know what's up. So I'm out of everything else, so we'll do I have Colors 2 Blueberry on a Colors 2 battery. So we'll do a water and cannabis toast to what the fuck was I going to toast to? God damn, I'm fucking high right now. Do I ever wash the laundry? Asked Christian. Why? Why would I want to wash the laundry? We calm down, Christian. We'll toast to Kevin as well. But actually, you know what? We'll toast to you. Let's toast to the cats. Let's toast to some fucking cannabis. Just hate the switches on. Yeah, I wish they would come up with a. I have dealt with a lot of sump pump switches in my job that fail for the dumbest fucking reasons. They really do need to come up with something a little more. Full disclosure, it's a 12-volt pump. Scruff Dog has a 48 charge. Yeah. Boosh. Oh, shit. But yeah, let's cheers to everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, by all means, hit the button. Thanks for the gaggle of goofballs. Cheers to all of you. Fresh content coming. So cheers. The Redneck Atheist has an 88 IROC in their backyards. Are they cinder blocks? And are they sideways so that the holes go that way? Like, cause that's like, if that's it, like you may live in Dundalk. You just may not know it. Oh, they are too. Oh man. That is like, you may want to just double check your license. It may say the zip code may be 21222. Just double check. Oh, Matt's got a really good flavor. Colors too, like if you have access, I guess, to dispensary or whatever, like the Colors too, hide the face brand, like there's the little logo. Actually, there it is on the pen too. Their flavors are really nice for cannabis usage. And it's got a good, like most of them are like 80, some are 80, 90% cannabis. It's just a really good product. And their battery is the most universal battery I've ever used. We kind of covered that in a couple streams ago. Pardon me. Fama is heading off, and I guess we all are. Good night to Fama. And I guess let's get ready to close this stream down for the evening. All right. Let's see. If Wednesday is another gaming stream. It'll be at 4:05-ish. I should be able to get there at 4:05. So like normal Clive time, but on Wednesday. Like I said, we'll be doing like liminal stuff, back rooms, that weird driving game where the cars want to eat you. Hopefully stuff that will make us all like not sleep very well, because I could use some good jump scares, like jump scare games. Then of course Saturday I'll be doing this. And then Sunday, if the weather is good, then we will be having a drone stream at Loch Raven. So, thank you everyone for stopping by. thank everyone for your donations to the channel and for joining the gaggle of goofballs. I hope you enjoyed it. I guess if you're still here, like at least 92 of you seem to have enjoyed it well enough to hang out. So I do appreciate that, and I will do my best to continue to entertain you all. So thank you. Make mine an awkward moment. The not so awkward moment is inbound. Let's see. I guess we covered everything, and I still got some good stuff on the topics list. Oh, I did cover that one, the notifications thing. The analytics on YouTube, once you hit 500, is very interesting. So, anyway, all right. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, Zap Sparky. And thank everyone else. I will see you on Wednesday if you choose to stop by for some weird-ass fucking games. So, time for the not-so-awkward moment if you're new here. And you have yourself a good night in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoop.